Let's face it, eating healthy can be expensive, but not anymore. Now, with Double Up Food Bucks, you can double your food dollars and make healthier choices when you shop. Simply use your SNAP EBT card to buy fresh produce at select Iowa grocery stores and farmers markets and get a dollar-for-dollar match towards free fruits and vegetables. Double Up Food Bucks helps you put healthy food on the table while also supporting our local communities. To learn more, visit doubleupiowa.org. Let's face it, eating healthy can be expensive, but not anymore. Now, with Double Up Food Bucks, you can double your food dollars and make healthier choices when you shop. Simply use your SNAP EBT card to buy fresh produce at select Iowa grocery stores and farmers markets and get a dollar-for-dollar match towards free fruits and vegetables. Double Up Food Bucks helps you put healthy food on the table while also supporting our local communities. To learn more, visit doubleupiowa.org.
Ghostly
Broadcasting from the world-famous Haunted Winery here in Warren, Michigan, this is Ghostly Talk on April 13th, 2008.
Ghostly Talk is independently produced every Sunday night from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Time to talk about all things paranormal. For more information, go to www.ghostlytalk.com.
Tonight, we start off with a field report. It's been a while since we've done those, but it's the season now. From our good buddy Teddy Schuyler. Bill Bean comes to break our show. I'm just kidding about that. Hopefully he doesn't break our show. You'll hear more about that later. Bill Bean comes to tell us about the Dark Force. Finally, Todd Sheets from Night Watch drops in to warm us up for the Night Watchers Rolling Hills Haunted Asylum investigation that will be going on next weekend. Yes, there you go.
How's that for
This
a
is like
long,
live instructions here.
fade?
Keep it. Let it roll. Let it roll. See, this I'm actually showing Doug. Doug is still. He's learning the board.
I am being instructed.
And that's actually a nice bed right there. It's kind of nice. Just let that roll. You know, I mean, because we produce it where. It kind of fades out on its own, too.
Right, that's true.
So, you can kind of, like, run this as a bed. This is for people out there doing their own shows, It's kind of like, okay, we got the music going now, and we're sounding fun, right?
Yeah.
We got a nice bed going.
We're in a groove.
We can just kind of let this run out. So that's the good.
I like that.
I'm actually doing this. We're continuing our conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
When we bumped out to the intro music and stuff, see? So it'll fade out now, and we're good to go.
This is awesome.
This is Ghostly Talk. I'm Scott Allen.
And I am Doug.
I'm back. I'm sorry I was sick last week. I apologize. I was a total wreck.
I needed it. I needed to try and work the board by myself.
Yeah.
To get it, cross-train, I guess.
You did a good job.
And
it sounded good.
There were a couple mistakes.
But,
but,
we were talking about this last night with people in Mansfield because a few people were like, hey, nice job last week, and they actually, a couple people said, hey, my girlfriend Amber, who helped you out last week, just kind of jumped in there at the last minute to help us out. So thanks to Amber for giving us a hand.
Oh, yes, Amber, thank you so much. That was very, very helpful. And I needed it, and it was an amazing event for me.
Yeah, it was something different. Amber was getting compliments last night at Mansfield from people going, hey, nice job last week, And you were talking about, producing it, and I was here.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the microphone because I didn't have a voice. I was literally like just a giant nose running around the winery here. but I was hopping in on breaks.
Right.
Just going, oh, no, you can make sure you push that button next time or try this or whatever. So I was here in spirit, so to say, helping out Doug whenever I could. But no, last week I was just a total wreck. I'm still kind of like, you can still hear the...
But you're functional.
Gunk. Yeah, I'm much more functional now.
Important. As we do the show, there's a live chat going on.
We're not in there yet.
We're not in it yet.
We'll be in there in a minute. Bonnie will be here in a few minutes. She's running late.
Bonnie is going to join us midstream as we're...
And you should be happy that we're here at all, because it's been a rough day so far.
It was interesting. Now, first of all, this past weekend, we went to
Mansfield
Reformatory.
It's like our 18th trip there now, I think.
Yeah, I think, are we in the double digits?
I think we are in the
triples. Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to go to Mansfield, and this was a couple months ago. Troy Taylor and I were talking. And I was just we were just talking about stuff we had coming up, and he mentioned that, he was going to Mansfield.
Yeah, he goes, AGS is going.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, sign us up. We want to come too. So Troy was nice enough to let us join those guys last night to check out Mansfield Reformatory. As you guys all know, it's been actually on TV recently, from what I understand.
Oh, has it?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. I thought I heard somebody buzzing about that. So it's always great to drop in there. We usually go at least once a year now.
Yeah, and I think we missed last year.
I think we missed last year because we were everywhere else.
Yeah.
But Mansfield. So it was really great to get there and see some old faces, some old friends. Specifically Scott.
Absolutely amazing.
Really great guy. And he's gonna kill me. His last name always escapes me. I have it on tape though.
Good.
I interviewed him last night for something we're working on. And I have it now, but of course it always escapes me. So I'm not even going to slaughter it on the air. But Scott, you know who you are. You're our buddy. We love you to death. He's always so good to us.
He was fantastic. The thing about last night's event.
Yeah.
When you rent out Mansfield, obviously Mansfield ghost hunts they're an organized thing.
It's very organized.
The staff there, the all volunteer staff, pretty much has it down.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're going to say. They know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
They know how things are going to run. And I think they do a absolutely fantastic
Always
job.
do, yeah. And they've gotten better and better, I think, over the years, too.
Oh, definitely. And the place is looking so good. Remember, we haven't
been
there in
we haven't been there in a long while.
Probably a year and a half or so.
Well, we heard way back in the day when we first started going there, like, look at the money that you guys are giving us for this thing. We're putting this into the building, and it's so nice to see that, for example, that we're, to bring it up, Scott and I were talking, in that meeting room.
Yeah.
And you remember just a couple of years ago, that meeting room was just like,
it was
just a room. It was just like the walls were
Yeah.
crashed. There was nothing in there. It was a
Right.
couple of chairs and some tables just for people to sit on and eat food when they brought food in there and stuff. But now, I walked in there last night and I'm like, my God, this thing, it doesn't even look like, it isn't the same room. It's a brand, It's beautiful in here.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
And they actually went, they did a date, like, era, too. I mean, they literally, they took it back to, like, the 20s. It's a beautiful, beautiful setup. And all the floors have been redone. It's really good to see the money.
It's an expensive venture.
Yeah.
And I think it's very worth it. And of course, they've got the museum on the other side of that. He's talking about the room that's immediately behind the gift shop.
Yeah, if you go there,
and
the gift
on
shop.
the other side, where the gift shop and meeting room are,
There's a
on
museum.
the other side, there's a museum where they've been putting stuff in.
So cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing stuff. That's where we started our adventure.
Yeah, well, because Amber and Tom hadn't been there before.
Right.
So they, it was funny because, the three of us were like, come on, let's just get in there. We know. They're like, you want to go on the tour?
I know where I want to go.
Well, Amber wanted to go on the tour, and we all just were kind of like rolling our eyes going, oh, God, look, we'll show you everything you want to see. We've been in this place so many times. Ironically enough, we ended up kind of hopping onto a tour.
I didn't. I was off doing my own thing, and I had a blast.
Well, Scott was giving his tour, and, Troy and Haven were there, so we're like, let's just tag along with these guys. So we ended up kind of doing, like, the majority of the tour anyways after we just did our own little thing.
Yeah.
So.
Did you learn stuff? I mean...
Scott's a wealth of information.
Yeah.
He's a wealth of information on that place, and he always has been. And he told us a bunch of neat stuff, especially, like, the West Cell... Oh, boy, am I going to mess this up? The West Cell block, we were talking about that specifically. And that, the lowest level of the West Cell block is where the majority of the prisoners wanted to be at,
Right.
And they did have a seniority thing there too, where the longer you were there, which, it isn't like Chrysler, but there was some seniority there, I guess, and if you had more time, you'd get a better cell if you were well behaved. And these low, like the first floor West Cell Block was like the best place to be because it stayed really cool in the summer and very warm in the wintertime. So it was very and they were bigger cells too. They were more roomy. So that was some stuff we talked about, and he just kind of told us some stories about things that he saw there. We did some private stuff. Obviously, walked around with Scott a lot, and he showed us things too.
But anybody could have done that.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
The
Staff,
anybody
could have done
they
that.
wore the Mansfield,
and they were taking people all over the place. Yeah.
And then on the back it says staff, and they encourage you. Hey, find one of us.
Yeah.
We'll ask a question. We'll take you to the place. We'll tell you about it. We'll tell you. Anybody can walk up to a staff member. They're so friendly, and they are so incredibly organized and talkative and happy to do it. They're volunteers.
Everybody has always been top notch. And that we've seen people come and go there.
It was good to see Rob Johnson there.
Oh God, yeah.
I haven't seen him since what? Was it Chicago? Where was the last? I can't even remember. But anyway, it was good to see him there, and
we saw a bunch of fun faces.
There were some folks from Grimstone.
Yeah. And don't and listen, people. If you're not hearing names because look, we're trying, we're working on it, we're really working on it, and we're sorry.
Any one of those
names,
memory courses.
We forget names left and right, and we both have memories of goldfish. We should remember this stuff. But we don't. But we see your face and we love you regardless. Sorry, But there was a lot of familiar faces there. It was really great to sit and hang out. We come blowing in there and it was just like, hey, everybody's here already. Cool. All right, awesome. So
I know we sort of were a little late because we had to do the dinner thing. And then it turned out to be an hour away, which wasn't too bad, actually.
No, it was a little bit slow moving in some parts. But
because
for the route we took. Yeah, and that was the fastest way that TomTom said to go. So I trusted TomTom implicitly.
And it got us there.
Yeah,
it really did.
It did. We really weren't too late. I think it was really cool. But it was kind of an early night, though, too. Mm-hmm. We didn't stay. We went 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
That's about when
it's pretty late.
I wanted to be there and see what was going on, and we were.
Yeah.
And it was, and then we had to go back because
everybody was pretty cooked. You guys had a long day. We drove out.
You guys had a longer day than we did
because
you did some driving that day. I had gone down the night before.
Yeah.
And then you guys drove out, and but we all went back to the hotel and crashed about 3. I figured we got to sleep 4:30, 5 in the morning.
About that, yeah. And we got up about 9 or 10. No, about you were up.
I was up at 9.
What's with you lately, Mr. Early Riser?
I was up at 9, 10 in the morning.
It used to be me crawling out of bed at the crack of dawn, and everybody else would be like, "When are you doing up so early?" And I heard you rustling around, the showers on. I'm like, "Whoa!"
At 9, 10 in the morning, I was down at the desk asking for towels for the pool that was closed, and she goes, "Now the pool's closed."
Oh, great! I think
that's what she sounded like.
I won't name hotel names on this one because it wasn't.
But don't go to that one.
Well, it was an alright hotel.
The beds were bouncy. The something was wrong with the pool. Obviously,
I will say that when we got back last night at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You were down for the count, but
I couldn't breathe because of all the dust and things from Mansfield.
I had to take a pill
because I couldn't breathe a thing.
That's probably why my voice sounds like that.
When I'm stuffed up, I snore. So even Tom was like, "All right, you gotta quit snoring."
Okay. Oh, he did that to me too. No, we got back. We were short pillows.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Well, because of course these people don't expect this. You guys checked in a couple of you, and then they don't know there's 30 other people coming
right,
too.
Yeah,
there was literally 6 of us passed out in this room. Amber and I were on the floor. Tom crashed down next to you, and then Sean crashed down next to Bonnie. But we got there, and I'm like, we need pillows. So I'm like, all right, look, I'll go down. So I went down there, and it was hilarious because the counter guy was sleeping when I went down there. He was totally passed out.
Was it the Blob counter guy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, my gosh.
He was totally passed out. I mean, he was out. I mean, he was like, picture this, people. His hands were over his head on the desk like, I hate my life. That was and I'm like, oh, dude. I mean, I thought Pat even asked him.
Well, just 24 hours before that, he had an encounter with Bonnie, so it probably was.
Was it good or bad?
Well, it was actually kind of on the surreal side because Bonnie went down to get change for a 5 because she wanted to buy something out of the vending machine.
Yeah.
So she interrupted his I don't know what it is that he does, his daze. Interrupted his daze that he's in, or his state, his altered state.
Well, that's what he was in. He was passed out when I came down.
So she interrupted him, and he's like, "Yeah, can I help you?" And she says, "Well, can I get change for the 5?"
Yeah.
And he stared at her. And then he goes, yeah. And so she hands him the 5. And he slowly
man.
gave her change. And then she turned, and she probably thought she was on another planet, and went over to the vending machine.
That's why he needs to feed that hamster, man. Jeez.
I know. It was. He needs vitamin B. Vitamin B
moving.
complex. He really probably.
Get him one of them ginseng drinks. That seems to fix everybody up or whatever. That crap you buy in those colorful cans or whatever for $15 a piece. Get him one of those things and straighten him. Give him a cup of coffee or something.
What do you want?
Yeah, he was. Well, yeah, because I'm like, I was wondering if I could get a couple of pillows. Totally out, man.
Well, there was a wedding at that hotel.
Oh, well, yeah, of course,
So it was packed.
It was packed. There was a wedding there?
There was a wedding there.
At that hotel?
Not at the hotel, but that's where the wedding party and all the relatives.
They had a wedding there at that hotel?
Well, they didn't have the physical
there.
wedding, but they stayed there afterwards, yeah. So it was packed.
So they needed extra pillows, huh? I don't even want to know why. I don't even want to know why.
About it, no.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you use for a pillow? Because I totally didn't even think about that.
I think Tom took like one of his jackets and made it into a makeshift pillow for himself, and he gave Amber and I a pillow.
Okay.
And I begged him, like, dude, I'll figure something out. And he's like, no, I'll figure it. I can use this. It's perfectly fine. He's a lot more low.
I'm pretty fluffy.
He's a lot more low maintenance than Amber and I are. I mean, we're both the sleeping thing.
And he's outdoorsy.
But we did the floor. I haven't done the floor in a long time. I haven't done the floor since 2006, I think.
Yeah.
Because after that, I think after that trip, that was in Virginia. I said, listen, guys, I'm not sleeping on the floor anymore. That really hurts my back.
Well, I have to say thank you for.
No, don't thank me because you guys are the ones that let us crash out with you guys. That's why I said, hey, look, we're tagging along, so let us just pass that on the floor. It ain't a big deal to me. I'm not even worried about it, man.
Well, thank you for putting up with that because I had fun. I was glad you guys were there.
Yeah, we all had a good
time.
time.
That we all went down to Mansfield and got to ghost hunt. Did you see any ghosts? No, I didn't either.
It was. I will say this. And
I'm kicking myself.
I spent a lot of my time. I didn't come there with any agenda. I didn't myself come there with any agenda. I was just looking forward to seeing Troy and Haven and everybody else who was there. And I didn't even know if Scott was still working there, and he was there. So I was so happy to see Scott.
To see him.
So it really, I sat there and gabbed with a lot of people. And that's always fun to do. I ended up spending a lot of time with Scott, actually.
Yeah.
On some stuff that I'm working on and whatnot. And he spent a lot of time with me, and we did a lot of walking around the prison, just myself and him. So that was the bulk of my night, really, was just that. I didn't see anything. I actually did camp out at a place. Me and Tom camped out in a certain area in the administration ward on the west side of the prison.
Right.
For about a half an hour and did some EVP work and took some pictures and whatnot.
Well,
but I didn't really see anything, no.
I'm kicking myself because they said the EVPs have really, taken it up a notch there.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring my microphone. I had been there how many years in a row, many times.
But I didn't know they'd let you bring all that gear in there.
And EVPs weren't there's no electricity up in there.
Yeah, you have to run on battery power.
So I'd have to run on battery power, which would have been okay, but but it just was, I didn't even think about that, that EVPs may have, taken an upturn. So I was a little depressed about that, but I talked to people as they were coming and going. Yeah. Because I hung out in the main room in the lobby there with the 3 staircases and, beyond the courtyard. So I hung out there, and I talked to people pretty much. And I did, a lady and her husband, they saw a shadow figure. They think they saw a shadow figure. And they go, of course, it was so fast that we didn't get the picture. But, they were excited. I mean, and that was something. I
heard of a couple reports. One lady was talking about having something ran its hand down her head or something like that.
And that might have been Bonnie, but
no, it was some other lady.
I know, I'm just poking fun at Bonnie. But
it was some other lady, and I heard her say about 3 times. And I'm like,
okay. Well, hey, it's important though. I mean, when you have an experience like that.
Well, what they're doing there,
it affects you. I had somebody tap me on the back of the neck at the Haunted Lincoln Theater, and I think that was absolutely fantastic.
Well, Scott pointed this out last night when they were given, the talk, the talk they always do before you open the place up to everybody. And I thought that we talked about this for a while last night, and he was asking people, hey, look, if you have any experiences, we have a book, a logbook,
yeah,
up in the up in the main room here where we have pizza and
the
stuff.
Offices,
the offices. come down there and describe it to us.
Yeah.
We want, and, and me and him really got into that, and and he's like, yeah, I want to see if we can get some patterns. Like, yeah, statistics, totally, man. I'm totally about that. So,
because he wants to cross-check it with weather patterns,
with other places too. Like he was talking about rolling hills.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going there this coming weekend.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, was ironic enough because that came up a couple times in our conversation. I'm like, we'll be there next weekend, Scott. And he's like, we're doing this with all these larger places like we administer here. We're trying to compare notes and see if there's some type of large-scale patterns we can see here, which I just found fascinating because that's really where we're going to get into some of this stuff, I think, in the next 45 minutes, too, other things. But I think, with this field, and I guess this is a bit of an editorial tonight, but that's where it's going. I think that's where most things need to go. I had a professor say that to me back in college. When I was a psychology professor, I had like my first semester of college, as a matter of fact, and she said, I don't think that educational institutions should focus so much on mathematics, like the real in-depth, like, if you want to get a degree, you have to have a degree, you have to get through advanced algebra. And she's like, I think, because if you get into statistics, it really isn't that complicated of any math. It's the mathematics itself, the mechanics is not very difficult in statistics, but the information you get from statistics is really important. Whatever the function of 7 isn't really important.
Right.
I'm not saying it isn't. It's a fact. I love mathematics, but what kind of information can you get from this? And this professor even said it. She's like, I think that educational institutions should more focus on statistics than mathematics itself. I mean, the basic mathematics is whatnot. But point being with that is just I would like to see more statistics here in the future with people. I think that's the future of this field, is trying to and I think we've had how many people on this show who have talked about that, where we're trying to develop some statistics to try to get some see if there's some patterns and stuff like that. And I'd really like to see more ghost hunting groups looking towards that, as opposed to let's see how how many gadgets we can build, which is a good thing in itself too.
Well,
but,
because you need to be able to capture the data,
and
then somehow quantize the data to do statistics on it. This is perfect though, because you've got weather data, you've got experiential data.
Totally.
And I think it would really work.
But statistics is where it's at, people. I'm not, and by no means am I an authority. I know you're not an authority either.
No.
Right? Okay.
No.
But I think if there's something that I would say about this as of right now, especially last night, because that really put the hook in me.
Well, that was what amazed me. Was it Rosemary Ellen Guiley, I think, was on, and she,
a couple weeks ago.
I think it was her, and she goes, here's some statistics about ghosts. Or was it, no, it was, wait a minute. I have to think about it, who it was, but
I don't remember.
She was saying,
from week to week anymore.
This many people saw ghosts, this many people saw them in the daylight. And you're like, wow, that's
okay,
more than...
We're getting some numbers here. Okay,
yeah, and it was out west. What was her name? I have to think about it, and I, of course, didn't prepare for that. I didn't know we were going to talk about statistics. Yeah.
But, no, statistics is really important, I think.
Why am I driving because I'm driving, the board and the show tonight, right?
Yeah.
If we're having Bill Bean on.
Oh, well, how about I sit in on that one? Because, seriously, do you
from
want...
7:30 to 8:30, I expect Ghostly Talk to go down and off the air.
Well, I know,
or
and this came up
happen.
last night a couple times. I was talking to people. I'm like, I don't want them to break our show,
right.
know. But we're talking about. But this could be a blessing in disguise, because it would really suck if he blew up the sound card in the server,
right,
or blew something up in the server,
right.
But we talked about this last night.
We want to replace
it.
Anyway.
So we hate this piece of crap,
That's
anyways.
True.
So it could be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, it'd be a bummer for you guys, the listeners, because we wouldn't be able to do our show for this week. But it would be cool to get, because we want to get a better machine.
Right.
We want to get a faster machine.
So maybe
do a lot more.
Maybe sometimes you have to bring.
How about I sit in from 7:30 to 8:30? I'm
just wondering, because you saw what he did at Tim Yancey's show.
Well, yeah, and I want to talk to him about that too.
I mean, he just it follows him. Something follows him, and
that's coming up. Yeah, I'll sit in on that one.
Okay.
Just to play it safe, just in case something happens.
I mean, I'm not nervous right now, but with he does. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
There. I know everyone probably heard that, but I knocked on wood because I really want to follow that superstition to keep the the baddies away, because no thanks. I want them not to be here.
If you guys have noticed, like over the last couple weeks, in our commercial breaks. Usually at the 7:30 break we have, there's been a new feature on the show. And I really haven't even discussed this with you yet, but I knew you'd dig it. I knew you'd dig it.
Okay.
Well, Bonnie Vent, we had her on the show recently.
Yes, we did.
Really, really cool gal, and we're going to have her back on here pretty soon again. She does this thing called the Paranormal News Podcast, and it's really short. It's like 5 to 7 minutes long.
Right.
So her and I got to talking one day, back and forth on the email, and she sent me one. And she said, "Hey, what do you think?" And it was really well produced, really well put together, and she's just a great news reader or whatever you call it. She's really good at that stuff. So I'm like, she's like, would you want to use it for something? I'm like, absolutely. So what I've been,
Rob does that for Rob from Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Does that for Ghostman and Demon Hunter, and he did one that I heard, and then I don't get to catch Ghostman and Demon Hunter all the time.
Yeah.
Because of the because that's when we're ghostly talk
Getting our
ends,
stuff
and then
done,
we're finishing things, and then driving home, things like that. So I don't get to hear it all the time, but I did hear one, and I thought, wow, Rob did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to hear anything else, so I don't know what he does. So that's something that I know that other
well, Bonnie's doing this now. She does it as a podcast, but she also sets up one specifically for ghostly talk. And she it's the same news, but it's produced around ghostly talk. And she sends me the copy every week, and I put it into our commercial stuff now too. And she does a great job of this. So and I know it's been going. I've been kind of like behind the trigger on that one to talk about it because I'm sure people have been wondering like, okay, what's with this Bonnie Event chick talking like in the middle of the show? We're gonna run with this. I'm having it sounds great. People are enjoying it. It's and we're trying to get even with the website itself, we're leaning more towards news. People submitting news articles and things like that, like we've talked about. And I think there's a lot of news out there now. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially nowadays. There's always something cooking. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. But there's always something cooking, and Bonnie's kind of got her thumb on the pulse of that, and she does this great little audio blog thing. So we're including it as part of the show now, and she's totally cool with that.
That is excellent.
So it's a great little addition to the show. It's something neat and something new, and I think it's really cool. We got a couple minutes before we go to break. Is there anything else that you wanted to throw out? Because I want to keep things organized here.
Yeah.
We were going to have Teddy on at 6:30.
Yes.
But we're going to have her on at 7 now because we want to just have a full hour for us to kind of just jam back and forth.
Right. Well, nothing that can be covered in like 3 minutes, but...
you didn't see anything last night at Mansfield?
I saw a lot, but nothing really paranormal.
Okay.
Yeah.
The drive back was brutal.
The thing is, I don't know what people expected. I expected it to go exactly how it went.
I will say this.
Yeah?
This will take up 3 minutes.
Okay.
We heard about this, and I hope you people are listening. We heard that some people were literally there for maybe an hour or two,
and then left.
And stomped out. They were angry.
They were mad.
And we heard things of people saying, "Well, this isn't what I expected at all."
Yeah,
and it's like, what do you expect? How many times do we have to talk about this on this show? And I'll be blunt. We've been bitching a lot more.
The
lately,
thing is,
but we're gonna bitch some more.
You know what? Here's the thing.
All right.
Okay. When you go to an event, I don't care if it's a bowling event or if it's a paranormal event or if it's the the opening of a coffee house. Okay.
Yeah.
The time that you have is what you make of it.
Exactly. And that was a bit disturbing last night when I heard that.
And I'm a little disappointed in those people who stomped off and were angry. I had a blast.
Sorry, the TV show you saw it on, I'm sure there was all kinds of insane stuff that happened on there. But look, I don't know where you thought the same thing would happen to you in the 6 to 7 hour time frame.
Right. This building is a fantastic building.
Oh God, that's
both this building and Moundsville.
Those prisons are beautiful.
Are phenomenal. And they're gorgeous buildings. They do use the money to keep it up and to renovate and to make sure.
I knew this 6 years ago the first time we went there, man.
So did I. And it's dangerous and it's dark and it's spooky and you get to ghost hunt and there's people there and there's people who will help you and there's people.
Great night. We had a ball.
It's exactly what it's described as. We've talked about it on the show, what to expect. I don't know if they expected more interaction with Troy, Maybe they did. But you know what?
Troy
He
went
was
around
there.
personally and talked to everybody.
No, I don't think he did. I think he he was there, of course, and he made himself completely available to anybody who walked up to him.
Well, I don't know.
And he talked to anybody who walked up to him, but he didn't. I don't know if
I don't think that would be the issue at all. I think.
Well, see, then again, I'm bold, and I'll just walk up. Hey, what's going on? I need to know what's going on. Did you find anything? But see, I walked up to as many, whoever caught, not caught my interest, but whoever walked by, and looked like they were, like I could talk to them. And so I'd walk up to them and I'd be like, so did you get anything? Did anything happen? Do you feel, what's the place here that really touches you? And I shared that my favorite place is the library. I shared that with people. It's break time.
No, we got a second. We got
okay. I made my own time.
No, and that's what
I had
we had a ball. And thank you to Troy for letting us come out.
Yeah.
We need to thank Troy for that. And those people, and like I said a second ago, 6 years ago, the first time we went there, we heard the same thing. People weren't quite as abrasive about it.
Yeah.
But I heard people saying the same thing, like, "Oh man, I didn't get anything on film," And I'm like, "Well, God, look around you, man.
This place is
you may not get a ghost on film, but you're in a really cool place. Enjoy it. Enjoy it." And we always have. The 30 times we've been there, I've always left there with a big grin on my face, having a ball. So, it's disappointing with those people, but
this is a humongous,
you make your time.
You do. It's a humongous prison that needs some work, and it needs some and it needs some TLC, and it's a fantastic place to be at night, and they let you go in at night for a $50 donation. My goodness, that's phenomenal.
No, it was a really
But
great
see,
time.
if you go in there and you expect to be, I don't know, either Hollywoodized.
It isn't Poltergeist, I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you expect it to be Hollywood, or do you expect it to be some channel on a satellite?
Yeah.
Or what are you expecting? I want to know, because
email us with that too. I'm wondering about that also.
Yeah,
we're just gonna keep bitching because we get a lot more email that way.
If you went to I like that. If you went to a paranormal event, it wasn't what you expected, I want you to email us and say, you know what, I went to this and that, and it wasn't what I expected. Now, if we haven't been there, or we weren't there.
Yeah, we don't have much of a basis for comparison.
We won't know how to compare it. But if it's something that we've been to or we know
Send
about,
us an email.
I want to know. I want to know, why aren't you having a great time when you go on these things? Because when I go, I have a freaking blast.
Oh, yeah. Same here, dude. Let's take a quick break here. That's a great way to end this out, Doug.
I like that.
All right, go for it, man. It's all you. What are you doing here?
I'm hoping that the Bill Bean thing is not going to take effect yet.
Click the button.
Let's find out.
Ghostly Talk!
Version 3.0.
Something I've never sounded so good.
So you're seeking the truth? You have questions or answers? Join a community of like-minded people on the Nipers forums. Simply go to the Nipers website, www.nnyprs.com. Click on the Nipers Discussion Forum. Here you can browse our many topics covering all aspects of the paranormal field. Ask your questions, post your comments, get answers, seek truth. The Nipers Discussion Forums. Your forums.
Are you scared?
It's the Ghost Divas. Live. They're fabulous, but evil in all the right ways.
They are witches and monsters and freaks.
Forget Triple X. The Ghost Divas are so hot, they had to change the rating system. Triple U coming your way. Uncensored, unfiltered, and uninhibited.
She was clearly insane.
As if. Catch the Ghost Divas TNA. That's theory and advice. Perv. Oh God, men are such babies. It's the Ghost Divas. They tackle the hottest topics in paranormal community. Don't let the TNA fool you. These chicks actually know what they're talking about when it comes to paranormal research and subjects of the unexplained. Chicks with brains. Are you scared yet? It's the Ghost Divas live on Para X Radio.
say. Took my heart away. Took my soul away.
Don't be caught bored waiting for something to go bump in the night. Listen to the Paranormal Broadcast System with Brad, Brandon, Todd, and Paul.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Man.
Listen to some great interviews with some amazing guests that run the gamut from ghost hunting groups across the country to paranormal personalities in the media. First, let's be serious for a moment. Then let's have some fun. We've got it all covered. Tune in and listen to intriguing interviews with our hosts from LA Spirits and the Louisiana Spectral Research Center. Then kick back and listen to us try to be funny with some crazy Cajuns. And some other guys, too. This is no kids show, folks. It's the Paranormal Broadcast System. Listen to us poke fun at ourselves. It's funnier that way. You can find us at www.laghosts.com. That's www.laghosts.com.
You are listening to Ghostly Talk.
What's that beating? Oh, that's the bass drums.
Is that bass drum?
Should know it's my old band. I'm like, what is that thumping sound that doesn't sound like it belongs? Oh, it's Scott Spinkowski's feet working those bass drums. All right, this is Ghostly Talk. I'm Scott L.
And I am Doug.
A couple weeks ago, I've been... I wasn't here last week, obviously. We've discussed that already. But the week before, I don't want to call it a rant, but people have been calling it that.
Right.
From a lot of the, from all the email I got, which thank you to everybody who sent a response to this thing, this question I had about this media thing with the paranormal and whatnot, and the things that are disturbing me as of late on this stuff. I made myself very vocal about this a couple weeks ago. And a lot of people sent some very, very cool emails kind of expressing their opinions. Now, I will say this. I got a lot of emails on this, and not one person disagreed with me.
Well, there you go.
And that answered my question. I'm like, I want to know if I'm wrong here. Am I wrong here? What's going on? What's the problem? Did you get it? What's going on?
No. I'm just messing with things.
So anyways, the emails that I did receive, no one disagreed with me. No one disagreed at all.
Wow.
They were like, you're completely right, Scott. And what I did is I asked a couple of these people if I would be able to read their email on the air, omitting names and all that stuff to protect the innocent and all that fun stuff. But, yeah, I wanted to read a couple of these responses that people had. And I think
I like that idea.
Because they had more ideas, right? Here's one right here. And this one's kind of heavy.
Okay.
But you see the point here. Hi, Scott. Was listening to your show and asked, and you asked for a reply, so I thought I would give you one. The paranormal is truly going to the media whores and their TV BS. Oh boy. Quite honestly, I'm sick of going to conventions and listening to people talk about themselves. No one is about educating and sharing anymore, it seems. So many people are full of bleep and lie to the public about their qualifications and their experience. And that's a big one right there. We've never really grinded on that one before.
No.
But that's a big one, too. I'm tired of the good old boys and I'm sorry, that was my cell phone. I'm tired of the old good old boys club and not being allowed in because I believe in being humble and real. I have been banished from the popular clique. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, honestly. Because I spoke out as you did, Scott.
I wonder if we're in the popular clique.
Who knows? No more conventions want me there. No more big names want to talk to me. I have been pushed out because I thought a certain film was cheesy, and I said as much. I'm totally against ego, and those with big egos feel threatened by that, I guess. I'm glad to hear you say the things you said. I began to feel like I was the only one who thought that way. Great show. It's about friggin' time someone stood up and said something. Well, thank you very much, whoever that was.
Wow.
But, yeah, hard-edged, yes, I agree. Hard-edged, yeah, this person is pretty angry and pretty aggressive. But they do make, this.
If you speak your mind.
Yeah.
And you give an opinion that's not popular with whatever the popular clique is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you get banished. That sounds a lot like junior high and high school and stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Does it happen? Maybe. I don't know, because I don't know if who's the pop. I just don't know. I don't have a basis to analyze that.
Well, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
You should have an opinion, especially in this field.
Yes.
Especially in this field. Because really a lot of it is opinions. Oh, I'm sorry, wait. All of it is opinions.
Oh, yeah. Every single bit of it.
And I'm sorry, if that opinion, of course, conflicts with yours, that should not give anybody any right to ostracize someone like that. I don't know the details. I'm just reading what I got here.
Right.
And that person gave me permission to read this email. So, I don't know what the popular class. We do ghostly talk. We have friends. We have people we hang out with. They're our buddies, and that's who our friends are. I don't know, whatever that is. But that's not the point of the email. The point of the email is that, this person kind of...
You know what, though? The thing about the qualifications.
Oh, that's...
First of all, what qualifications can you have? Okay? About the only thing that I can think of that I can respect is experience and study.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know people who have a lot of experience and have done a lot of study. I absolutely... admire Pat Fitzhugh.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he put initials, alphabet soup after his name?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe or maybe not. But
why do you respect him, Doug?
Because he went through and he studied and he worked and he read and he went and knocked on doors and
so he spent time on this stuff.
He spent time and he dug out tons of information about the Bell Witch.
Yeah. So he has experience on this stuff.
Yeah.
So that, and
he did the work. He did a lot of legwork, and he put a lot of information in his books.
And that's where it's at right there is just that point. I'll fight this. I got no problem fighting this one tooth and nail. There is no doctorate in this stuff. There is no school for this stuff. There is no university for this stuff.
Right.
There is experience for this stuff. There's some people that have more experience than others.
Yes, there is. And we happen to know people who demand that people call them doctor something.
Whatever.
Because they bought
I got something I'll call you.
They bought a $150 certificate off of online, right?
Yeah.
They have a Doctor of Divinity or something that they purchased.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh, my. Wait, you're not in.
Yeah, now she's in.
You can get them for what?
Actually, you can get them for free on certain websites. You can get doctorates for free on certain websites.
A doctor of life experience.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to call you a doctor.
No,
absolutely.
I'm going to call you something, but it's not going to be a doctor.
Exactly.
Because that is sickening.
If you've gone to school for 7 to 14 years or whatever, and you get a doctorate, from a recognized learning institution, all right, doctor.
Yeah,
not a problem.
If you got something to back it up, some real accredited stuff to back it up.
Accredited.
Yeah.
Nationally or internationally recognized.
Yeah.
There you go. There's something.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting an education. I don't think anybody's bagging on that whatsoever. It's people that go out there and flaunt flaunt their education that they don't have.
Right.
And, again, it just goes back, I think, to the idea with ghost hunting groups. People love to give themselves titles.
Right.
Because titles dictate character.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm the president, I'm the president. I am the boss. I am the chief operating officer or executive officer, whatever it is nowadays. That's some big stuff. Those are some big shoes to fill. People love to give themselves titles like that. And people love to give themselves, Scott Lambert, PhD. You know how much I'd love to have that after my name?
Yeah, but you know how much you have to pay and how much you have to study to get a real...
I haven't. I don't have the motivation.
Right.
I'm lazy. I'm not going to get a doctor. I'm not going to be a doctor. Okay, but I will never call myself.
I am, but only in movies.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
she's not a doctor, but she plays one.
You act one.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That's acceptable, I think. Acting is one for fun.
I think you could act as one in a movie.
I
and
think
that's
I do
fun.
well.
Yeah.
I think
there you go. So,
I think you epitomize or you exemplify. I mean,
fake doctors.
Fake doctors everywhere. Yes. Good job.
All right. Tell you what. Yeah. And okay. That was that email. You want me to crank through one
more? So if somebody says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Something Something" to me, and
we're gonna demand documentation on that right now.
I say, "What's your doctorate in?" And you say, "Life experience."
We're gonna punch you.
Just may splash my. I've not spilled Diet Pepsi in 100 years,
but you may.
But I just may splash you in the face with it.
Yeah. I agree. That really is getting ridiculous. And I'm hearing doctor and doctor more nowadays.
Yeah.
I think we actually have brought that up in the past.
It's almost as fun as the boom in demonologist.
Yeah, I'm a demonologist now too.
I'm a demonologist.
We had a nice conversation with Ken Deal on that a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
And we all got a good hearty laugh out of that too. Here's another one for you. We'll crank through another one here real quick. Hey Scott.
Hey Scott.
Scott.
To be honest, I think the entire world wants to be famous right now.
I agree. I don't know who that is, but I agree. I think that's true.
There's an obsession with celebrity and fame that I have never seen before. And it is not just in the paranormal, it's in everything. Look at all the reality television. Oh, boy. I wonder who the culprit is now. Not just in the paranormal sector either. Personally, I do not understand it. And I pray that it is just a phase that we will die out eventually. But with the way pop culture has changed, I figure nothing will change until we are watching executions live on Friday night's TV schedules.
Wow.
Well,
that sort of leaked off into the Never Never Land. No, here's the thing. Is there more? Okay, keep going.
We'll crank it. In fact, there is... Well, I'm sorry. In fact, and this is really disturbing, I can't remember where I read it, but I have no doubt it is true. When surveyed, something like 85% of high schoolers said that they wanted to be famous when and what they wanted to do when they grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be famous. I want to be famous. I want to be a actor.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, and I can just hear the little demons doing that.
Well, a lot of people do, though. I don't think that that's entirely... I don't think that's entirely incorrect. I think that is correct because you do want a certain amount. Everyone wants to be, like you said, a rock star.
Well, yeah.
How many people did you know and you hang out with? Oh, if we could get a record contract, because you were in the music business, right?
Oh yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having a dream. There's nothing wrong with having a dream like that. I don't think at all. I mean, I've jumped and went after my dreams like anybody else has.
Right.
But at the same time, I also kept my feet firmly planted on the ground.
You did.
And said, it's time I need to go to college and I need to have a job and do all these things. Whereas, how
many kids want to play for the Pistons or probably not the Tigers, but everything else? But
Why'd you point to me?
Because you're the sports guru and I don't know anything about them. But and how many? Do you know what really, really, really makes me happy to see? The people at the Olympics that are coming up. There's all these very young people. I mean, they're very young to me now. I mean, they weren't always, but they are now.
Everyone's young to you now.
Well, yeah, it's true. And you know what? I'd say even of them, these are people who have trained and dumped money and time. I mean, tons of money and time into whatever sport they're really into.
Yeah.
And not every, as a matter of fact, probably 99% of them, they'll get some kind of medal or not, right? and you'll never hear about them again.
No.
Not
you're
everybody is Tanya Harding, where you've got to go after someone with a baseball bat to become famous, you know?
Well, I think
That's
the point,
how
though...
I do it, though.
Well, yeah, you do very well at that.
The point of this,
we
though,
don't
is
have
that
a
people...
baseball bat scene in the next movie yet.
We need to.
We do.
The point of this is that I think what people are doing is, everybody's allowed
Dr.
to
Brown
dream.
wants to become famous, doesn't she? Yeah.
She does, and she wants to take out ghostly talk to do it.
I heard.
Everybody wants to. Everybody has a right to dream, and everybody has dreams, and they want to possibly follow these things. But I think, and I know for a fact that when I was in school, hey, what do you want to be? Well, I want to maybe go into mortuary science. So that's what I was thinking of back then.
Veterinarian.
And then I want to play music, and maybe I'll do something with that. We'll see. That's a fun thing to do, and maybe my hobby will take off. We'll see. But I think what kids are putting down now is like, I want to be famous. Mm-hmm. Well, what the hell are you going to do?
Do you know what I like? I also like people doing podcasts. I think that there are a lot of interesting podcasts. I think there's a lot of not interesting podcasts out there. But you know what? Your podcast isn't going to make you famous.
Yeah.
At best, you're going to get whatever the heck we have, which is just friends.
Yeah, we made a lot of friends.
We made a lot of friends doing this ghostly talk, and we have a lot of good friends, and I'm really, really thankful for it.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen because of your podcast. You're gonna have great friendships, and you know what? There is nothing.
You know what else
Nothing
will
wrong with that at all.
happen?
Nothing wrong
Because
with
of
that.
your podcast.
Huh.
Heartbreaker Missy in the chat room will tell me to tell Doug that she wants to have his love child.
Oh, here we go. Do I have a groupie?
I think you do.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Is there anybody in there who wants to impregnate him also, or what's going on?
Tom.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So this person who sent this email is blaming reality TV for this, right? So how do we end it? This person goes on.
Put everybody on Pleasure Island, and
we turn off our televisions.
Do you know what? I have watched 2 hours of television in February, March, and so far in April. Other than, the TV was on in the background or whatever, and I did watch a little bit of 8 Mile. But I don't know.
You were so into 8 Mile. Don't try to say you watched a little bit.
Yeah, I heard you liked that piece of crap.
Doug,
I couldn't believe it.
Okay, he was laying down watching TV. Then all of a sudden, Doug's like up on his elbows. Then he's sitting up in bed. I'm like, dude, do you not know how this ends?
I saw a part of it, and all it was him going, "But you don't like me because I'm a bad guy, and you beat me up in the back." And he's rapping. Right. And I was like, "This is the point." I think what I said the other night. I'm like, "This is worse than Breaking' from like 1984 with Turbo and doing combat and stuff and pseudo beating each other up with dance moves."
So you can't. I don't know. I guess you have to include that. So what? 3.5 hours? How long?
That's a film, so you can call that art. So you can omit that. I would omit that.
I watched 2 hours of actual television programming and one end of a movie on TV. And that just happened to be on. Like, I would not have turned on the TV. It was somebody else turned it on. It was on. So I watched, less than 3 hours, or about 3 hours or so of television in the past 2.5 months.
Well, every time, and this person goes on, every time we watch AI or
AI,
that the show that starts with an S, or that other show that starts with a B, the suitors.
Yeah.
And
don't you dare put PR in there. That's all I'm saying. Because it's not a reality show. It's pure entertainment, and I love it.
Okay, anyways.
I have no idea. Oh, now I
I'm not going to say the name of these shows on the air. Okay.
No.
Let's just say, anytime you watch any of these shows, and you vote, right? You vote.
Right, you call
we are voting, so we are voting. We are saying that, yes, this is what I want. Until enough people start turning the channel or stop visiting these websites, like YouTube, for example, which I like YouTube.
I think YouTube is full of independent stuff as well. I mean, it does have a lot of pirated stuff. But I think it's full of independent stuff as well.
Yeah, and that,
I mean, look at all of Jason's former group, Gowan's former group. They put all their stuff up on the YouTube and on the Google video. So I think that some of those, and that's all independent stuff.
Well, it just goes back. I think what the point was with that.
And I'm pro independent stuff in case you just tuned in.
I think what the point was with that is that there are a lot more avenues for people to make.
Will it make you famous? No, but
that's what I think.
Be a good
that's
thing
what
to do?
I think the delusion is, though, is people think, well, I got YouTube now, I have podcast stuff now. It seems that Hollywood is so much more accessible than it used to be back in the day.
It's not.
I'm just saying that's what the perception.
It's still full of incredibly bad ideas.
Well, yeah, that's what the perception is.
It's 100%.
I think people are just losing their focus on life. They're just wanting to be famous and do these things, and hence the whole reason I'm getting these emails that I started bitching about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Which goes back to that's what this whole point of this thing is, people's ideas on this.
Was Ghost Hunters a bad idea?
What's that?
Was Ghost Hunters a bad idea?
The show Ghost Hunters?
Yeah, that's on Sci-Fi. Jason and Grant and...
I know when it came out, both of us were very excited.
And I still am.
We're very excited.
I still am excited about Ghost Hunters. I'm excited about some of the spin-offs. There's a couple that I think probably are really bad ideas, and I feel bad for the ghost hunters and celebrities that got involved in those bad projects.
Yeah, okay.
I feel bad for them because they got those stars in their eyes and they started following those stars and they're thinking, oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And I think they lost touch. They lost
completely.
touch. They lost track. They're on the wrong path.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Eventually they get snapped back and it feels bad, but hey, it's gonna happen.
I just think that with the whole fame game and stuff like that. Again, there's nothing wrong with following your dreams.
Right.
But just keep your feet on the ground. And I think there's just so many people that are floating around now, and they're not looking at the big picture going, okay, let's just talk about the paranormal for a second here. Well, I would like to have my own TV show. Well, how do I go about doing that? Well, I'm going to have to start doing some ghost hunting.
Okay, that would be it. Yeah, if you're doing it.
But you have to do some ghost hunting here, and I don't think people are doing that much anymore. Now,
what do we do?
By no means do we
Ghost Hunter's Guidebook. And,
are we
not smell it because Choice doesn't smell so good.
But no, by no means do
they do.
We have a lot to talk. We don't have a lot to talk on this, but we do the show and stuff like that, and we're contributing it the best we can in our own way. We don't get to go out and ghost hunt as much as we want to, but we're helping other people.
We do as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely,
that's for sure. But the thing is, the folks who want to do I've seen people really, really competitive in podcasting. And I swear, like I was dissed at an event I went to last year. I was totally dissed. And I went up, I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, this is so fantastic. It's so good to meet you. And and they're like, And
that's how I treat you all the time.
Well, I know, and I'm so used to that, but I'm not used to other people doing it because I'm usually so full of energy, and I was looked down on, and I thought that was actually humorous because I was very excited to meet these people, and but now they're doing other events. They're into it. They're here to stay, and no matter what they think of Ghostly Talk or what they think of me and you guys, they're doing paranormal stuff. Yeah. And I dig that. I really do, and I'm happy about it. And
well, I just hope the point that
I hope that they don't treat everybody the way they treat me or treated me. But I do hope that they continue, and I wish them the greatest success. But there is competition, and people see us as competition, which is absolutely hilarious.
I find it funny.
Do you know what? I'm not competing with anyone.
I don't think we ever
I'm doing what I absolutely love to do.
There's been a lot of people that have tried to pit, all of us, other
Well, that's
shows
another
and stuff
thing.
like that. We've been through that, and we actually had to sit down with these people and go, look, I don't know what was said, but that isn't the case, man.
I know the rumors.
That's a whole other conversation. Point being was with these things. I got a couple more. Maybe we'll read them later if we have time or whatnot. But it seemed like I asked people a couple weeks ago, "Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what I'm doing."
And so far, no
one's disagreeing with me.
No, so they're even adding points.
Yeah, they're going.
And
furthermore, Scott,
yes.
I want to add more to this.
Well, I want to add more independent music to your listening pleasure. So I'm going to go to break right now. You guys, coming up, we're going to be talking with Teddy Schuyler.
Yeah, our buddy Teddy.
She is going to tell us all about several topics that have been going on in her
busy little
life.
lady.
Yes, and I absolutely can't wait. But meanwhile, first you've got to listen to this independent music. We bring independent music on our breaks to you so that you can, experience new things, and we want you to do that. I know I want you to do that. I also want you to go to www.ghostlytalk.com and get in the chat room and tell Bonnie how much you love her.
For more info, visit ghostlytalk.com.
You are Iowa, a community built on relationships and trust. We get that. At Medica Health Plans, we value the relationships we keep with our members. Relationships built on listening, hearing, and most importantly, understanding. We work hard to be your trusted healthcare partner. We are Medica, and just like you, we're here to stay. When you carry our card, you can be assured we've got you covered.
Thank you for calling Medica. How may I help you?
Let's face it, eating healthy can be expensive, but not anymore. Now, with Double Up Food Bucks, you can double your food dollars and make healthier choices when you shop. Simply use your SNAP EBT card to buy fresh produce at select Iowa grocery stores and farmers markets and get a dollar-for-dollar match towards free fruits and vegetables. Double Up Food Bucks helps you put healthy food on the table while also supporting our local communities. To learn more, visit doubleupiowa.org.
Let's go, squeeze. We're going, growing, standing tall, climbing, laughing, hide and seeking, giving our all.
Our kids' days are filled with adventure, and Go-Go Squeeze is there for every run, jump, step of the way. Made from wholesome ingredients like 100% fruit and veggies, real yogurt, and no artificial anything. In Go Anywhere pouches, so our kids can keep going wherever their adventures take them. Go-Go Squeeze, you make the memories, we'll make the snacks. Find us in the applesauce aisle.
Let's face it, eating healthy can be expensive, but not anymore. Now, with Double Up Food Bucks, you can double your food dollars and make healthier choices when you shop. Simply use your SNAP EBT card to buy fresh produce at select Iowa grocery stores and farmers markets and get a dollar-for-dollar match towards free fruits and vegetables. Double Up Food Bucks helps you put healthy food on the table while also supporting our local communities. To learn more, visit doubleupiowa.org.
It's easy to save at your local Fairway. Just visit Fairway.com and sign up for weekly ad emails. It's a great way to save on high-quality meats, the best produce, and more. Go to Fairway.com and start saving today.
Hey, Scotto, I just want to thank you for this sweet Go See Talk t-shirt, man. When I put it on, women just start coming at me from all directions.
Well, no problem, dude.
Oh, yeah, and check this out. I had this rash on my chest for like 3 months, right? The first time I wore this Go See Talk t-shirt for the day, I took it off before bed and the rash was gone.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I also worked at a job interview I had last week, and not only did I get the job, but the boss liked it so much, he made me his partner.
Huh?
Yeah, and I'm now a millionaire because of your Ghostly Talk t-shirts.
Well, you know, we not only have new t-shirts for 2007, but Ghostly Talk also has a brand new line of bumper stickers and 1 1/4-inch buttons.
You're kidding!
No, sir. You can check them out and also find out how to order them at ghostlytalk.com.
I must go and order all of them now!
Whoa, hold on. Save some for the rest of the listeners. As you can see, Ghostly Talk swag is going fast, so head on over to ghostlytalk.com and check it out. T-shirts, bumper stickers, and 1 1/4-inch buttons, all for a very cheap price. Order yours today.
I'm Tim Yancey, inviting you to explore the fascinating realm of the paranormal. Ghosts and hauntings, Bigfoot, UFOs, and alien abductions. Join me live every Sunday evening at 9 p.m. with the foremost authorities and experts in the world regarding the mysterious realm of the unexplained. The Encounters Paranormal Radio Series, as heard on WBZT 1230 AM. EncountersBroadcasting.com.
Oh yeah, the Ghostman and Demon Hunter show is rocking its way on the supernatural scene.
It's drive time paranormal broadcasting without the driving or the timing. Just go to www.ghostanddemon.com.
Think you know what goes bump in the night? You ain't heard nothing yet.
Each week we'll be bringing you the best and the worst kept secrets in the paranormal community.
Yeah, us, the Ghostman and Demon Hunter, Sunday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ghostanddemon.com. The Ghostman and Demon Hunter show is beyond the normal broadcast.
You're listening to Ghostly Talk.
That was fun.
Well.
What are we going to bitch about now?
I can't, because I am okay with the world. Because guess what?
Wow. I'm not.
And you will be on top of a tower with a clown suit on shooting at people for saying that kind of someday.
He'll be in a clown suit.
No, I think I'm going to be going on a date with a clown or something, according to Gowan.
He'll be
really?
Yeah. Clown suit getting married.
Yeah, he'll be in a clown suit getting married to a clown or something, and dating a mime or I don't know. Gowan has some nefarious plans for me. I think he took over from Bonnie.
Well, speaking of clowns.
No, that is not.
There's my segue.
That is not an appropriate segue.
There's my segue.
An appropriate segue is I looked in my email inbox like last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember when. And I saw a name that I was extra happy to see. It came from, and it says, this is really what is in the from line. Mm-hmm. Super Teddy. And I was so excited. I knew that you'd jump on that and get Teddy Schuyler on. Teddy, wow. It is so good to hear from you. You have been busy lately, haven't you?
I have been so busy. I can't even believe it.
I'm so excited.
I got to tell you, last night I went to a party at the Ferry Plantation House, which we'll be talking about in just a few minutes. And there was a lot of board members there, people I hadn't met yet. And, I'd introduce myself. Hi, I'm Teddy. Hi, I'm Teddy. Mm-hmm. And then there was one of the ladies would come up behind me and she'd say, no, this is Super Teddy. And then this light would go on in people's faces and they were like, oh, you're Super Teddy.
Exactly.
I thought that was very funny.
And I'm telling you, I was so excited to see that because I knew immediately who it was from. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we absolutely have to, because she, you want to come on the show. You said, I need some time. And of course, as a field reporter, you've got the time.
Oh yeah.
Anytime you want, you just email and bam, you're on the air. And you said the Ferry Plantation House. This is something that's very special to you, it seems.
It is. It's very, very special. It is a very, very old house here in Virginia Beach, about 6 miles from my home. And it is very haunted. It's a city-owned building, so we can't say out loud that it's haunted, but there are 11 ghosts that they have either seen or communicated with. I've had experiences with one of them.
Wow.
And we just got to open it up for clubs to come into, and we're also doing what we're calling spirit tours, because, again, we can't say the word haunted or ghost. So with the spirit tours, we're allowing people who have no experience with ghost hunting to come in. Then we give them a little room-by-room explanation of what has happened in that room and the name that they associate, the ghost they associate with the activity. And then I give them a mini ghost hunting lesson. And they get to spend about 4 or 5 hours doing a ghost hunt. So this will be people who have no experience getting a chance to do a real ghost hunt in a house that's known for activity. So we're kind of excited about that.
This is absolutely exciting. Is it all ages or 18 and over?
As long as they're with a parent, it would be all ages.
Oh, I like that.
House, yeah. Ashton, my son, has been ghost hunting since he was 8. Mm-hmm. So he just turned 16. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah, he turned 16 last week, but he's been ghost hunting forever.
I'm
and
so old.
I know.
Did you let him get a driver license?
Did I let him?
Yeah. Or can you stop
wait.
them?
He's not quite ready yet, but he's got his permit.
Oh, excellent,
excellent. I brought him a truck for my birthday.
Go get me some milk, because I'm not going out.
That's exactly. How did you know?
That's pretty much what I did. That's what my parents did to me. So yes, I think so. Oh, yeah, so that's awesome. As long as they're with an adult, with their their parent or guardian, they can go to the plantation house and experience a real ghost hunt with guidance from you, which is amazing.
Right. Well, they don't get a whole lot of guidance. Like I said, they get a little mini lesson, and then of course I'll be there all evening, so they can bring their pictures to me, and I can show them how to. I don't like the word debunk, but how they can look critically at their own photographs and do some EVP work with them, show them how to do everything. It's going to be really exciting. We have the first one coming up next week, and we're doing about one a month up until the Halloween time, and then I suspect we'll be doing them every week for a while. But it's very exciting. When I was there, I've been going to the house for about 5 years now, and I've watched it be remodeled from plaster falling off the walls to having some very elegant space in it now. And I had gone up, and I was with my partner, and he had the camera, and I'm walking around talking to one of the ghosts. And all night long I was going, come out and play, come out and play, come out and play. And we walked into a room that was which is the gift store, and they had those big hoops that kids used to play with, using a stick to push it along.
Oh, yes.
Right. Okay, so I'm standing in the middle of this room, and we'd been there about 10 minutes or so, and I'm like, would you just come out and play already? And this hoop, which had been sitting against the wall, rolled over to me and hit me.
Wow.
And it was just my partner and I in the room. There was nobody else on that wing of the house. So that was pretty exciting, and I was like, dude, did you get it? Did you get it? And what do you think he said?
I don't even have my camera up.
I didn't have my camera there. Yeah, it's a classic ghost thing.
The
camera's never where it's supposed to be when you want it.
Exactly.
So, anyway, anybody that's interested in going to a ferry, all they have to do is get in touch with me. I'm the one that takes care of setting up the dates and such.
Can they get you from ghostfirehaunts.com?
They can.
Excellent.
That's where they would go. They should go to our new website. It's ghostfirehaunts.com, and check out the new website. We've got some really interesting things on there. Obviously, they can reach me directly through there. They can get some information on the ferry. But I also have some interesting articles on there. One of them is an interview I did not terribly long ago.
Okay.
And it was with a gentleman who had been possessed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who's this gentleman?
I'm not allowed to say his name.
I thought we were leading into something else. Sorry about that.
No.
Just trying to take your cues, Teddy.
What's that?
Just trying to take your cues, Teddy.
Well, I am going to segue into the other thing, though. Because that's on there, too.
Oh, yeah.
The book review.
Oh, yeah.
Easy with this, Doug.
Yeah, I'm so jealous because you mentioned on that one website, you said something like, someone said to say that I read a copy of his book, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's not even out yet.
You go to all these things, you do all you can, and then they just totally have someone else review the book. I'm so jealous. But yeah, tell me about the book that's coming up.
Wait, do you want to talk about that right now? Teddy, do you want to talk about that right now, or did you want to talk about that later?
Oh, no, we can talk about it whenever.
No problem.
That's a good idea.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're talking about Stephen LeChance's book.
Oh, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's called The Uninvited. And have you guys met Stephen?
Oh, several times.
Oh, yeah.
Many, many times. He's awesome.
Hurts my neck every time.
I was just so taken back because, I met Stephen at a conference,
Uh-huh.
and when you see him, and he's not doing anything, he's just standing there. You know, he's such a big guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like 6'500".
Yeah, he is. That is true.
And you know, he's very, to me, he seemed rather intimidating when I first met him, but the minute he starts talking, you realize what a great guy he is. And this book just, I just couldn't get over what happened with the family and his kids. I can't wait to meet his kids. They have to be the most amazing people on the face of the earth.
We met his son in Arkansas.
I did meet his,
his son, who's a very total gentleman, really nice guy. Takes right after his father too. By the way, I'm like, my God, man. Why?
Now, he's taller than his father, right?
I think he is. I'm like, what sport are you playing? Because you dominate. I know for a fact you do. I mean, but a real gentleman. Yeah, we have met his son.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his daughter, the stories in the book, they do some justice to the program. Mm-hmm. If you've seen, you know, the program, get on it, let's say it on where? The program that they did the little clip on.
You can say it. You can say it.
Go ahead.
I can say it. On a haunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always have to go, because it comes on about once a month or so. And,
yes, it does.
And I always have to call him and go, Steve, you were on TV today. You look great. And he laughs. But, so, you know, he emailed me a copy of this book, and I swear I read it, the whole thing, in less than 2 days.
Wow.
And immediately sat down and wrote, and he's very warm and tells his story in a very genuine way. But his daughter was the most amazing creature on the face of the earth. I can't wait for you guys to read it. She's going to be a sudden star. Mm-hmm. He doesn't use their real names in the book.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
And I asked him about it, and he's like, well, you know, if they want to tell their story, they'll tell their story. But they all sat down and discussed it and decided to use fake names.
Yeah.
But the book is very good. I don't know how much all to tell you about it. Like I said, a lot of it was...
Well, what grabbed you the most about the book? It obviously had an effect on you.
How about one teasing highlight that really meant something to you? Tease us.
Tease you.
Yeah.
Well, he prints the advertisement in the book that he answered. And he talks about how he had to have that house. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a common thread with extreme hauntings, is that the people feel helpless. They have to have it. And, you know, he says he called his mother and he told her about how fabulous this house was. And, you know, nobody else could see this jewel that he saw. But it turned out to be the worst nightmare of his life. And then he goes back. You know, he and his family escaped. Everybody in the neighborhood knows what's going on. Nobody warns him. You know, his family runs from this house, and then he goes back to help the next family.
Right.
And I have to wonder how many of us would do that. Wouldn't you feel like, you know...
Yeah, because, I mean, wouldn't it be like, oh, thank heavens, and just
yeah, I want to put this behind me.
And, you know, everybody else can just deal with it themselves, or maybe they won't have the same issue, or maybe they will, but you just don't even want to know at that point. And he made the decision to go and try and help.
Right. And then the things that happened there, we've talked about, we both have cats, and why our cats are so special, and there's a reason that his cats are very, very special, and he says he spoils them because basically he owes them his life.
Wow. And yes, he does have every reason to spoil his cats because they did. You know, and this is interesting because coming up in October, right? I think October is the release date.
October is the release date.
That's when everybody can fill in the blank.
Yeah. You can flesh it all out.
Because October, The Uninvited by Stephen LaChance is coming out.
Cool.
Stephen, of course, is doing the tour, the
Haunted Survivors Tour.
Haunted Survivors Tour, where, you know, they're trying to
just raise awareness on
let
this,
people know that should they experience an extreme haunting like that, an extreme violent haunting, it's not their fault. don't live in such a situation. Get out. And I
Exactly.
think that that's so brave of them.
Yes, we've had a chance to actually see that. We saw that in Kentucky.
Yep.
At the 6th annual.
Yeah.
Mid-South Paranormal. I can't remember
That was
anymore.
a great conference.
Yeah.
That was
real good
Maybe
time.
I'll go back this year.
Yeah, and there, we got to see that there. And, and Steve, I'll back you up on that, too. Steve is a very warm person. We've always, since we met Steve, and it wasn't too long ago. We met him in Arkansas last year. He was just a great guy to sit and talk with. He came right up to us and said, "Hey, guys, it's so great to finally meet you." And he had been on the show a couple times. So it's always nice to meet people like that. So I'm looking forward to checking this book out in October. I think it'll be really cool.
I think so, too. Teddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about your club, your group. I want to know everything there is to know about you, but we got to limit it to your club.
I know. Well, basically, it's called Ghost Fire Haunts, and the FIRE stands for Forensic Investigation, Research, and Education.
Wow.
And, yes, I know, that's why it's shortened to FIRE.
I don't blame you.
And I think I have a carryover from the club that I used to belong to with their technical nature, and we've taken it maybe a step farther, whereas we're very, very technical in our documentation, and it's really not for everybody. We don't do what I call legend trips, unless those are just for fun, just for going out and playing.
Right.
But when we have an investigation, we keep everything very, very technical and very tight, so that in the event that we do catch that full-body apparition we're all after, that I can be able to say with a clear conscience that my club, my personnel was here, 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 and here. This is what they were doing. We try to keep it so documented that we know exactly what's going on, to the point where we have forms that are endless.
I've been on those.
It's really more about keeping it very, very, very controlled situation, so that we know that EVP is not somebody else walking by the house or whatever. We had a picture that was posted on the site before. I think it's gone now, but it was a photograph of a window that we had done, and with this particular house, it was a brand new house. It was only a couple of years old, and absolutely not a thing around this house for at least 100 yards in every direction. It sat in the middle of the field. The day was fairly clear, and we took a photograph from the outside of the house, and there's something in the window. Now, I know it's not the shadow of a tree because there is no tree, and we made sure we had documentation of all of that. Then we went in and into the room where that was, and against that window was some furniture. So there was no way that it could have been a reflection of something from inside, because there was this big bureau there. It was very interesting. Is it a ghost? I don't know yet. But anyway, so with our group, like I said, we're very, very technical. We're also trying on some very interesting new concepts. We've brought in a plasma ball. You know what a plasma ball is?
Yes, I've seen those. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, they're just fun to play with.
They're fun to play with. But we're like, okay, well, here's this thing that, if you touch it, it changes.
Yes.
So we've been playing with a plasma ball. So far we haven't had any success, but we're trying to get the ghost to touch it so that we'll get some of that.
Well, there's two theories, because it also releases energy. I mean, because it's obviously very energetic. So energizing the air, plus if you touch it, it changes. So it moves the little lightning streaks.
So there's all kinds of different technology we're trying out just to see if we can get anything. The other day we were talking about not fog machines, but canned smoke. And what?
It's interesting that you should mention that, because we did use a fog machine in an investigation once, or at least I did.
Okay. Did you really?
Yes, and the theory was that, and this was actually the new owner of the Whispers Estate in southern Indiana is the person who thought of it, I guess, or at least he's the person who was at that evening the one who was going to do it. He says, here's what I want to do. I want to set up a fog machine, and then if they can take the fog and make a figure or make it more dense or
Now through Sunday, get to Kohl's and save big. Shop hundreds of epic deals. No coupons needed. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Gear up for fall with new athletic shoes for the family. $49.99 and under. Active tees and shorts for the family are just $9.99 and under. And save on kitchen must-haves like Instant Pot and NutriBullet. Now, $59.99 and under. Plus, get fast and free store pickup. Find a little more this fall. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. And September 13th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Do you like people? Do you love customers? Do you love making someone's day? Hey, if you know how to take care of customers, we know how to take care of you. You may be just who we're looking for. At Quickstar, we love our guests, and we love team members who know how to pass that on. Hey, we need to meet you, so we're having statewide interviews on Wednesday, September 16th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Just stop in any Quickstar, Tobacco Outlet Plus, or Tobacco Outlet Plus grocery store. Wednesday, September 16th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hey, we'll see you there.
Do you believe in things that go bump in the night? Night Watchers at nightwatchers.info. Whether you're an amateur or a professional paranormal investigator, the Night Watchers want you to investigate some of the country's most haunted places. The Night Watchers want you. Already in a group? Perfect. Groups are welcome. Join today at nightwatchers.info. Night Watchers at nightwatchers.info. The future of paranormal investigation.
Hey, Scott L. I just want to thank you for this sweet Ghostly Talk t-shirt, man. When I put it on, women just start coming at me from all directions.
Well, no problem, dude.
Oh, yeah, and check this out. I had this rash on my chest for like 3 months, right? The first time I wore this Ghostly Talk t-shirt for the day, I took it off before bed, and the rash was gone.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I also worked at a job interview I had last week, and not only did I get the job, but the boss liked it so much, he made me his partner.
Huh?
Yeah, and I'm now a millionaire because of your Ghostly Talk t-shirts.
Well, you know, we not only have new t-shirts for 2007, but Ghostly Talk also has a brand new line of bumper stickers and 1 1/4-inch buttons.
You're kidding?
No, sir. You can check them out and also find out how to order them at ghostlytalk.com.
I must go and order all of them now.
Whoa, hold on. Save some for the rest of the listeners. As you can see, Ghostly Talk swag is going fast, so head on over to ghostlytalk.com and check it out. T-shirts, bumper stickers, and 1 1/4-inch buttons, all for a very cheap price. Order yours today.
You're listening to Ghostly Talk with Doug, Scott L., and Bonnie.
I must go and order them all now. That was awesome.
We have a listener on the line, apparently.
I don't know why.
Unless she's hung up already. You guys, we're talking with Bill Bean.
I'm here.
Thank you, Missy.
There's Missy.
We're talking with Bill Bean, of course, about
Dark Force.
his life and his book, Dark Force.
Yes.
The website is www.billbean.net, BILLBEAN.net. We had a caller call into the caller line, and of course you can listen.
This is on break, yeah.
You're more than welcome to call into the caller line and listen the entire time or whatever. But if you raise your hand, you're liable to get us to, actually unmute you and ask you what you want.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did. And
when we were on break.
We found on the other end of this call was Missy, and Missy actually has a question for Bill. So tell us what you're thinking about, Missy.
What's the question, Missy?
My question is to Bill. How long have you actually been out of that home? How long has it been now since you've been moved out of that home?
First off, hello, Missy, and thank you for the question. We moved out in 1980, December 1980,
okay.
And I've had a plethora of experiences since then, I'm sorry to say. I'm very, very blessed and thankful now that I'm able to, through God's grace and power, to be able to keep this under my foot, so to speak. But I've had some very unpleasant experiences since we left there in 1980.
Wow, that's too bad. Do you know, is that house still infested?
Well, I have not been back there, and I do get messages from people, including one young man that actually lived in the house from 1991 to 1994 with his family, and they also had problems in the house. They were not physically attacked like we were, but they did have many paranormal experiences, unexplainable experiences in the house. And he is willing to go on record to state this. And some other people have contacted me as well, saying that the current occupants of the house are having experiences there. Now, I can't verify that because I don't know those people, but I have been told that, so who knows.
I just wondered if they got any kind of sort of help for that, with a priest or...
Well, we had a priest involved. We had a priest involved the last 16 months that we lived there, and unfortunately the activity grew more violent and intense. It got to the point to where the priest was actually bringing mason jars full of holy water to our house, and he was coming quite a bit.
Wow. Okay.
That's a good question, Missy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Missy.
Thank you, Missy.
We
Thanks
appreciate
a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
I appreciate it.
No, thanks for calling in with a question. We really appreciate that.
No problem.
We're putting you on mute.
Yes, you're free to welcome. You're welcome to listen on the line to the rest of the show, or hang up and listen on the radio, or the not in Indiana in the computer if you want. Either way, doesn't matter. But thank you so much.
Thanks, Missy.
Bill, when you finally did leave, you said that activity continued to happen. Was it less, was it using the power of that place and that house as well, or did it finally, grow legs or something and be able to do its nefarious activity?
Well, when we left the house in 1980, we moved in with my mother's fiance, and I thought that we were free from it. I really did. My brother and I didn't have any experiences in his house. And I thought my mom was free from it as well. But I went and visited with her fiance about 6 or 7 months ago, and I hadn't seen him in quite a bit of time, and we started talking about things, and he said to me, he told me something that I never knew. My mother asked him, made him promise not to tell us. She was still being attacked up until the day she died, and unfortunately, she died 10 months after we moved out of that house. She died 2 months and 2 days after her mother suddenly died, and she made him promise not to tell us that. But, all that time we thought that we were free from it, and my mother was never free from it. She was continuously being attacked.
Why do you think it followed you out of that environment, though? I mean, a lot of hauntings we hear about, whether we read them or hear about them on TV or whatever, it's usually associated with a place. And we do hear about things following people. Well, why do you think it followed you and you still were having things happen to you even after you moved out of the house?
Well, that's why it goes back to what I said in the beginning about this generational curse. Somebody did something to open something up and have this attach, this evil attached to my mother and to us for whatever reasons. And I don't know the answers to it, but I have my opinions and my beliefs, and this is why I was able to continue to wreak havoc like this for so many years. I have a second book coming out. I began work on it on April 1st, as a matter of fact. I started work on it, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to get it out. I'm in no rush to get it out, but there are some very disturbing things in this second book, and one event is even more disturbing than anything that ever happened in that house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, before the break, too, we were talking about your father also.
Yeah.
And now, and the story goes is that after your sister left, it seemed that your father went into this downward spiral, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Could we elaborate on that? Could we go into that a little bit?
Sure. I believe at the time my father was actually seeing apparitions in the house, and he was being tormented by the activity in the house. And I don't think he knew how to deal with it, and his way of dealing with it was to drink. He had turned into a raging alcoholic, and he was staying out all the time, and when he did come home, he was in drunken stupors, and he began abusing my mother. And really, truthfully, I was thankful that he did leave us in 1975, because had he not left us, I know he would have killed my mother. I can recall being 8 years old and having to run and call the police on my father because he was beating my mother so terribly. And I truly believe that when we are in drug-induced states or drunken stupors, our natural defenses go down, and we leave ourselves vulnerable and open for the demonic to come in and press the buttons, so to speak. I truly believe that, and I believe that was the case with my father.
We've discussed that here before. That's come up a couple times on this show, where, imbibing certain substances, such as alcohol, like you said, or drugs, they do weaken you.
and I firmly, absolutely 100% believe that. I know that, and I've said this on the show before, so a lot of people are they're going to totally turn out and be like, oh my gosh, there goes Doug's going again. But Edgar Casey, there was a famous Edgar Casey reading that he had found a fellow for a family, and the fellow happened to be, I think, in New York, and he was wandering around the streets, and he was absolutely in a complete drunken stupor the entire time. And they said, well, what's wrong with him? And he said, possession. After, when you, and the gist of it is that, he would drink, and then he would continue to stay drunk because he would then be taken over by entities that couldn't, didn't have bodies anymore or never had bodies, and they'd go
Absolutely.
have their way with him, and he'd just be
Absolutely.
wandering around doing all these pleasures of the flesh or what have you, and drinking like crazy, and it was a self-feeding.
Well, this was a weird
cycle.
The situation, though, with your father, Bill. From what I'm gathering here, he started to drink to just cope with what was going on in the house.
But that weakened him.
But then that weakened him in his state. So it's a vicious circle.
It is.
He's trying to cope with what these things he's seeing that he shouldn't be seeing, and by doing that, it's self-immolation. Really, he's making himself worse off by trying to cope with the situation by drinking, and that's what led him to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill.
No, you go ahead.
That's just what seemed to have obviously has led him down the path he went. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, and when you factor in these things, and it would make perfect sense that they would try and do a full-out assault against the strong, dominant family member, the head of the household, and once he was out of the way, then they could have their way with the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. And the father figure is that person. He is the leader. He is the head of the pack. And it was more or less attacks on your mother. Your father drank, and this just went on for how many years?
We lived in that house for 10.5 years, and my father left us at 75, and my poor mother didn't get a break because she was, being assaulted by him during that period from 73 to 75, and then when he left, then she was being assaulted by the entities on a regular basis. So she suffered more than any other person I've ever seen in my life.
What's the kind of activities that you yourself experienced? Was it, I mean on a very high level, like was it levitation? Was it objects, misplaced? Was it, seeing entities or nightmares? What kinds of
all of the above, yeah.
Okay.
My first experience was in 1971. I was attacked. I was awakened from a sleep, and I was 5 years old. And something woke me up. I knew something was there. I couldn't see anything. And I got scared, and I wanted to get up. I was going to get out of my bed and go get my parents. And as I tried to get up out of my bed, a force grabbed me and slammed me back to my bed and pinned me on my back. I couldn't move anything. The only thing that would work was my eyes, and I wanted to scream so badly for my parents, and I couldn't. My mouth wouldn't even work. And some horrible things happened during that experience. It's in the book, and just taking myself back there as I'm describing this to you, it brings goosebumps back to me every time. I mean, it's an experience that happened over and over. There was another manifestation that I believe to be a guardian angel, and as this figure materialized, the horrible things that were happening to me stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful for that. But there were 4 sinister entities that I personally saw and others saw in the house, and this other entity that I believe to be a guardian angel. So you had 5 different manifestations of entities in the house that were seen.
When you say manifest, do you mean you visually saw these things?
Yeah.
These entities?
Yeah.
Could we talk a little bit about maybe what they look like? I'm curious about that. And again, if this is too much, just say so, Bill. We understand.
No, it's fine. One of the entities looked like an undertaker. Black hair, black beard, black suit. Even the eyes were black.
Mm-hmm.
Very sinister entity. The skin was like chalky white.
Yeah.
And another entity, and that is one of the entities that was assaulting my mother on a regular basis. Another entity appeared to be a white male, again, chalky whitish skin, black eyes, long scar down the left side of his face, short curly red hair. He too was another entity that was regularly assaulting my mother. Another entity was a female that had the look of a witch, sharp facial features, long dark hair. She had a long black gown. And then the 4th negative entity was a dark form, and you could never make out any features on it except for a set of red eyes.
Ooh. And you said there was a positive entity though too. You said.
Yes, and the the most incredible thing about that entity, she had long blonde hair. She was a beautiful lady. She had a light blue gown that shimmered. The most incredible thing was that this manifestation, this being, looked exactly like my mother. And we all saw her, including my mother. This angelic being actually helped us on many occasions, including my mother. And I always say, can you imagine seeing a manifestation of something that looks exactly like you?
Mm-hmm. That would be very startling for your mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you said that this guardian angel, it helped you in a lot of situations.
That's correct.
Just dynamically speaking, I guess, I'm just wondering, if a lot of this stuff happened, your mother was being attacked and things like that. Maybe your mother told you a story. How did this guardian angel guardian angel just intervene the situation and put it to a stop? How did this entity help you guys?
Well, for me, in my case, having that experience over and over, as soon as this angelic being would manifest, everything that was happening to me would stop, and I just felt nothing but comfort and love from her.
Mm-hmm.
And she would always smile and gaze at me like everything was okay. And I was so traumatized, especially the first time that it happened to me. Now, again, I'm 5 years old. No 5-year-old should ever have to experience trauma like I did. I mean, it was absolutely to the point to where I felt like my heart was going to jump out of my body, or I was actually going to leave my body. I just was that scared and frightened and traumatized. And just to be to that point at 5 years old, again, no 5-year-old should never know any emotions like that.
No.
And so I know that she had to be angelic because the love I felt from her and the comfort and the peace, and just knowing that the bad things had stopped, when she appeared. She actually appeared to my mother on several occasions as my mother was being attacked, and actually took the beings away from my mother and went and floated through the wall. So we know that this being was divine or good or angelic, whatever you want to say. There's no question that this was a good being.
Oh, my goodness. Go ahead, Doug.
What could somebody do because if somebody's going through an issue, either on this scale of these proportions or maybe even smaller, and wondering, I wonder how this is going. Why is this thing ruining my life? That kind of thing. If someone's doing that, they could very well be searching the internet. And they could run across a show like, Ghostly Talk or Encounters or,
Yeah.
And so you run across, or Ghostman and Demon Hunter. So you run across these shows, and they might be listening, because they'll pick up your book and be like, oh, all this stuff. What would advice to them, to somebody who's looking for assistance because of a violent or demonic haunting?
Well, my advice would be, first off, I'm here. I'm here for everybody, and I've been contacted by so many people in need already. For the last several months, I've got tremendous response from people, and I feel that I have helped some people already, and I do have contacts with professionals that could come and help people. So I would say please contact me. You can contact me through my website, billbean.net, and I could certainly do my part, from praying with the people to putting them in contact with professionals who can help them get rid of this horrible situation. And my advice to anybody out there who is having any of these problems, you have to get help right away. As soon as these things start, you have to get a professional involved in whatever that means, whatever avenue you have to take to contact these people. Please get someone who knows what they're doing involved in this to help deal with this problem, because this won't go away. I call it a spiritual virus because it starts on one person and then it spreads. And as it's spreading, it's gaining in power. And when it gains in power, it will destroy. take it from me, you can believe it. It will destroy it. I would never want to see another family destroyed to the extent that my family was.
Do you know, I have seen with my, I was there one night at a ghost hunt in North Carolina, and I happened to be fortunate enough to be with John Zaffis, who is pretty well respected demonologist.
Yeah, he's a great man.
And I was fortunate to be there because things got spiraled out of control a little bit. And he has years and years of experience.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
If there's somebody who needs a title, there's somebody very experienced.
Who could
ghost hunter.
easily have a title because he doesn't have
one. He has
one,
the
but
experience to back him up.
He has the experience and knowledge to back him up. And I respect him without bounds.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
he recognized the situation, what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
He identified it, knew what was happening, knew that we shouldn't be messing with it. He happens to be a Roman Catholic, so his he's like, okay, what we have to do is we have to stop this, right? He knew, well, he didn't know that we had to stop it, but what he knew that something had to change, right? So he went and he did what he could do, and it was he says it's not magic, it's not anything that I did. He absolutely says it's nothing that he did. But what he did is, to my eyes, he went behind the lady who was having this experience, and he closed his eyes and he was just perfectly silent. What he tells us later that he was doing, and then of course it stopped. Yeah, all the stuff stopped, right? So it looked like magic to me, right? I mean, I'm sitting there, oh my gosh, and she's like, it's gone, completely gone, and I'm like, what did he do? And he says that he all he did was he went into a prayer, and he prayed. I mean, prayed hard and fast and furious. I mean, it didn't look like it, but he, in his head and in his soul, he was praying, and what he was praying was, God, because he's Roman Catholic, right? So he was praying, God, please, do what is right here for those people present and not present. Do what is right here. We need your assistance. We're not handling it here very well. And the situation cleared up and went away. Does the power of prayer work to get you out of those situations?
Well, absolutely. Again, I'm not forcing my beliefs on anyone. I respect everybody out there and their beliefs. But for me, I could not live without God in my life, and the power of prayer moves mountains. I have seen it. I've experienced it. It's a miracle. I'm a walking miracle man that I can, again, tell my story and not be in a mental institution or worse, not here. So I consider myself a walking miracle man, and God is everything to me, and the power of prayer is everything.
Well, I believe that night in North Carolina I saw it work too, and in a big way with John Zaffis, and your story is right on with that, and I think it does work. It has to, because I've seen it and you've seen it, so. Wow, that's amazing. So,
Bill, we gotta thank you so much for coming on the show. This hour just flew right by like it was nothing.
It's amazing, and I hope to be on with you guys again. And if I could, before you wrap up,
whatever you need.
Quick shout out to Mid-Atlantic Paranormal Investigation.
Those are our buddies. You mentioned that earlier, Bill, and those are our buddies. Brendan's a good friend of ours.
Yes,
good guy out there.
They're great people, and they just had me down. Matter of fact, I'm just leaving there. I was doing a lecture there, and I had to cut it a little bit short because I knew I had to be on the show with you guys. So they were all fantastic, and I thank them, and I thank you guys as well.
Brendan Skeen is a really good friend of ours, really cool guy. We got to hang out with them twice last year, and they're all class. So definitely are with you on that too. And Bill, we made it. We didn't break anything yet.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I was saying to my friend Bob, who's with me here, I was saying, this is good during the break. I said, so far, it doesn't sound like anything's going haywire or anything like that, so that's great.
Well, we still have to listen to the tape when it's over to make sure it's not empty. But, Bill, thank you so very much. Your website is, of course, www.billbean.net. And, of course, it'll be permanently linked up on our site. Can you hang out for just one more second? We're just going to roll into break, and then we'll let you go. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
So that was quite a story and quite a book. The book is Dark Force. by Bill Bean, and fantastic. Scott, what's up for the next half hour?
Todd Sheets. Todd Sheets. Night Watch is going to be joining us, talking about the Rolling Hills Haunted Asylum investigation we'll be doing next weekend with those guys.
Then roll the break. Let's get to it.
Would you like to listen to Ghostly Talk live on your cell phone? Perhaps you have a comment for us or our guests. All you have to do is dial 605-475-8590. When asked for the conference code, dial 555-1081, followed by the pound sign.
Are you ready? April 19th at the Crump Theater in Columbus, Indiana. Erie Radio, Indiana Spy, and Crossroads Paranormal present the Indiana Phenomenon 2008 with special guests Linda Zimmerman and Wanda Lou Willis. Visit www.phenomenon.net for more information and to purchase tickets. Indiana Phenomenon 2008. Be there if you dare.
Interested in ghosts, UFOs? How about the occult? Are you psychic? Would you like to find out? Well, if you're intrigued by the world's curiosities and all that is paranormal, then Paralore.com is a place for you. Create your own profile, start a photo album, write a blog, or just hang out and watch countless hours worth of paranormal videos while chatting with other Paralore members. Who knows? You could win a prize or two if you're quick and brave enough. It's all here, and it's all free. Visit www.paralore.com and join today. Again, membership is free, and we know you won't be disappointed.
Paralore.com. Unlock your mind.
I have seen a ghost, a ghastly, ghoulish dream, astray on astral planes, alone. I have seen a ghost, a maiden misty-eyed, so silently she glides alone, lonely forevermore, alone. I have seen a ghost. She trembled in her tears, betrayed the billion years, alone, alone, lonely forevermore. Spoke to me when I was like thee, alone. I have seen a ghost when I turned the lights on. I looked round, I was alone. Alone.
I saw what looked like a figure standing in the hall.
Okay, this is Green Team. We're ready for EVP sweep.
That is weird. These cameras don't do this.
Water supposedly will come off and on in various rooms.
So our EMF meter started. Let's go hang
You're listening to the #1 source for paranormal evidence, brought to you firsthand by real investigators in the field. No hoaxes, no disinformation. You're listening to The Ghost Project.
I found myself face to face with someone or something that was attempting to play with my psyche as well as my physical being.
How sure are you of that?
I'm 100% sure of that.
You're listening to Ghostly Talk with your hosts, Doug, Scott L., and Bonnie.
Looking forward to this.
Oh, definitely. Somebody
It's been
I've never met.
I have.
You have,
I've
but
been
I
looking
have
up
not
too.
met him.
I haven't either. God, are you two the only people in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, Bonnie hasn't met him either.
Jeez.
We're talking about Mr. Todd Sheets.
Bonnie, how sure are you of that?
I'm 99.9% sure.
We're talking about Mr. Todd Sheets from Night Watch. Todd, you are on the line right now, aren't you?
I'm here. How's everyone doing?
We're doing great. It's been a long time. I think the last time you dropped on the show was, God, it must have been like 2006, early 2006.
Yeah, we're talking a couple years ago.
A couple years ago, exactly. And I let's just note that you're in the same shape I was last weekend, I guess. So
Yeah.
It must be going east.
well, we're gonna be playing. We're gonna
Yeah.
be playing this one by ear this half an hour because Todd may start. You know, if he feels rough, he's feeling rough.
Right.
If he's got to drop out, he's got to drop out. We're gonna hang out as long as we can. And what we're gonna talk about is my paperwork. Where'd my paperwork go? You got that? Oh, cool. Let me take yours.
Great.
Well, next weekend we're gonna be meeting up with you guys at Rolling Hills for the Night Watchers Rolling Hills Haunted Asylum investigation. Am I correct on that, Todd?
Yeah, I'm doing everything in my power to get well just so I can be there.
Well, we need you there, Todd.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because if I'm not there, you're in charge.
And that's a bad thing.
Yeah, Bonnie has seen us in charge.
I'm glad you let me know about that.
Not pretty. But yeah, okay, first of all, your website is www.nightwatchshow.com, of course.
Yes.
And I'm sure
Nightwatch Radio. Put in. We also have nightwatchradio.com. We have them both.
Oh, you're on both now?
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
And I'm sure there's more information about it up there. But we're all going now. Rolling Hills Asylum. This is in East Bethany, New York, right?
Yeah. Very cool place.
And we have to go through another country in order to get there. So it's
that's what I heard. This
is an international.
We're not doing
trip.
that. I think we're going to go on the turnpike again.
You're going around?
I'm not dealing with Canada again. We just went through Canada about a month ago, Todd, and it was a complete nightmare. So I think I'm just going to take the turnpike and keep it simple because
Gotcha.
no more of that. But this is
no more turnpike, huh?
No more. No more going through Canada.
He doesn't want to go through Canada, but I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about going international. And
I'm gonna put on a jetpack.
They call it G8 or GTI, Ghostly Talk International, and I'm gonna go through Canada.
There you go.
I'm gonna leave a trail of wrappers of some fast food place through Canada,
There you go.
all the way to East Bethany, New York.
Now, Todd, this is going to be our first Night Watchers event. This is the first time we'll ever be doing anything with the Night Watchers.
I know I've invited you like 600 times.
I know. We're finally getting out now.
This is true.
We're doing it though. We made it happen though, so it's all good. We're cool, right?
Well, hell, we've been cool. When I met you face to face, it was like I had a lost brother out there somewhere floating around.
Oh, not
listening to some
another
creator.
Scott.
No,
it's another Scott.
It was We'll talk about that for a second. When we met in Richland, we just start talking, and the obvious thing between Todd and myself, when you look at both of us, you both know that we have a lot of the same tastes in music. Now, that was about a 4-hour conversation itself, correct, Todd?
Yeah, it was.
You know, it was
excellent.
It was intense. So us just going back and forth between music. And then, you know, I mean, it's very hard to find two people that are into that type of music, you know, heavy music, along with, you know, being hosts of paranormal talk shows. You just don't get that very often.
Right.
So, you know, that was the rest of the night was talking about that. So, yeah, you know, I did say the same thing to everybody when I got back here. I'm like, yeah, Todd Sheets is my long-lost brother, guys. I think something happened there.
Great.
You know, Bonnie looks absolutely happy. We, you know, Todd, I knew something was going on, and something was going on really, really well when I was at a conference. Because, you know, we go to many conferences, and I totally believe in them. I think that people can go there, they can have fun, they can learn things, they can interact with each other and talk and and tell stories and show photographs and just have a blast and learn from the speakers. I'm very pro conference, and it's usually pretty cheap, and it's usually a nice weekend, and there you go. Well, so I'm a believer in conferences, and I'm also a believer in going to these things. We just went to Mansfield.
Yeah, we were just there last night,
Rolling
as a
Hills.
matter of fact.
So, and we're going to Rolling Hills, and there's, you know, where people go to these events, and you get to spend the night there. I think this is phenomenal, and it's not like as much as a cruise or anything like that. It's just like, it doesn't break the bank. It's phenomenal, and it goes usually for a cause. And so here's what happens.
That's the big thing with Night Watchers. We don't make a dime of profit on the stuff. We just want people to be able to go. So we try to set the deal and get the price, and then get it so everyone can afford it. And we get the price from the locations, and then we, you know, just go from there, and we try to make it so, you know, no one's making any profit here. I just want everyone to go and have a good time. You guys are also doing Waverly, though, with me, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're going to Waverly also.
I'm so excited about I just want to see you guys set loose at Waverly. That's going to be something.
Well, I'm gonna bring the my good old trusty microphone, because I'm gonna bring
we'll bring the rig. We'll bring all the recordings.
The whole thing.
Well, if we're going to Waverly, is there a way we can wrap me in bubble wrap ahead of time? Because Waverly doesn't like me so much.
That's true. She did have an ankle injury the last time she went there.
Yeah.
And several spills and things like that. But you know, so we will have to get Bonnie a bubble wrap suit. Yes.
That's funny.
And it'll be awesome. And then, but you know, the thing about it is, I knew something was going right when I was at a conference, some conference or other, and some people came up, and I talked to as many people who will come up and talk to me, and if they don't come up and talk to me, I'll go up and talk to them, because I'm just nefarious that way. And so I was talking to a couple of ladies, and I'm like, so what have you done? Are you excited? You know, what's going on? What do you guys do in ghost hunting and things? And she said, oh, I'm a night watcher. And I'm like, I wonder what that is. So I asked her. I'm like, well, this was, you know, it's a couple years ago, well, I go, you know, night watch, and we go to these places, and we ghost hunt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, something is definitely happening correctly here. Because this lady she's first of all obviously enjoying herself. She's very proud of it, and she's reaping the benefits of your hard work, Todd, because you're going through and arranging these things and making a good, fun time for somebody to go, and also to learn and to have a decent investigation.
That's what it's all about, right there. Yeah, for sure. It's all about getting people together, and they're learning, and they're. As a matter of fact, a lot of night watchers did the Valiska Axe Murder House last night, and they're all like getting a hold of me now saying, my God, you know, we learned so much. They took a Frank's box in there, and they got some good evidence with that. And I'm, you know how it is with me. I'm on the fence. I'm neutral about Frank's box. It hasn't proven itself to me, and I also don't disbelieve, because I'm open to everything. But I'm like, well, you know, I'm really excited that they got some cool stuff on video with it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, because I'm like, wow, I've never got to. Now, Ponyboy and Eek the Cat both took me aside at the St. Augustine Lighthouse and had me do this kind of makeshift one that they made.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that was pretty darn creepy. I'll give it that.
Well, and a lot of people, I mean, as far as Frank's box, there is a lot of debate about that right now. That particular device. We've had a few people on the show that we've gotten into some pretty intense conversations about those devices. But that's the thing about what the Night Watchers is doing, though, is they're out there, you know, working on stuff. You know, the last couple of weeks, I know we've been grinding the axe a little bit harder than normal the last couple of weeks about the paranormal community in general. And really what I think it comes down to is, quit whining and go out and ghost hunt.
and that's what
you know what? I think it's the winter time. Nobody can get out and ghost hunt during the winter, man.
That's a good point. Maybe that's it.
So everyone has time to sit there and complain about everybody else, and we get to hear the brunt of it.
Yeah, we get but that's a good point though. Also, Todd, is that the seasons are changing now.
Yeah,
it's going to start getting warmer here in our neck of the woods. So
I can't
hopefully
wait.
people will be out doing more work now, and that's what we like about the Night Watchers though too, is that this is investigation work. People are out there doing this stuff, and plus, on top of everything, people really enjoy themselves. That's the big thing, and that's what we're really looking forward to going out next weekend with you guys and do an investigation with the Night Watchers. I think it's gonna be a really great time.
And I hope to see those two ladies at this event, or maybe the Waverly event, whichever they end up going to, and say, you know what, I think you're right. I think something is going right here. I think this is a fantastic program, a fantastic thing that Todd's put together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do appreciate that. I do. It was just kind of something that I didn't know what to do. Everyone was contacting me. They didn't know. I mean, they'd been burned in groups or didn't have a group, or they were smaller groups that couldn't get into these big locations because they didn't have the money for, a $3,000 down payment. And, I'm like, well, what can I do? So I just started kind of pulling resources together and made a group. And really, it's not my group. It's the Night Watchers is the Night Watchers. Their website is nightwatchers.info.
Yeah.
And when you go there, you click on the investigations area, and you'll be able to see where Scott and Doug will be and everybody else. And it's going to be, and I want you guys to go to more. I just announced a bunch more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask you right now, if you're not booked for August 29th, you guys had better leave it open, because I'm going to the Birdcage Theater in Arizona.
Oh,
really?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, here's the thing. I wanted to go there so bad anyway.
Mm.
And I happen to know that we happen to have all of August free.
You guys do. I may be going to visit my grandma in August.
Oh, that's true.
But I don't know what weekend that is, though.
I'm checking the schedule. We're open. Doug and I will be there.
We're there. Bonnie and I are there.
I guess you got two people coming.
And then maybe
I'm
Scott Ellis.
I know I'm no Scott L, and I'm not like your long lost sister or anything, but.
We have wanted to we have wanted to go to that's Tombstone, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
We have wanted to go to Tombstone, Arizona for how long?
Yeah.
And I'm in.
You are there.
If I have to hitchhike, I'm there. I'm so there.
Well, maybe the good thing is Scott will do his grandma's thing earlier in the month, and the 29th you'll be free, or
bring grandma
from your grandma. Yeah, bring her.
Just bring grandma.
My grandma would probably out ghost hunt all of us. She'd be up longer than anybody. She's a spunky lady.
You guys are wimps.
Yeah. Come on, it's 4 a.m, guys. You're falling asleep now. What's wrong with you?
Give me that. I have 6 sets of batteries on charge right now.
It's a
What are you doing?
It's a possibility. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'll take a look at that also, Todd, and see what's going on, because it's all tentative, like everything is this early in the year. So I'll find out for sure, and we'll keep in touch on that. But one thing I want to ask you though about this, this is going to be our first event with you guys. I'm wondering what we have to look for. I mean, what should we expect when we come there as far as doing an investigation with the Night Watchers?
Well, the first and foremost, it's an investigation. So you're not going to get a whole bunch of. It's not like a lot of people hawking anything. You're not going to have a big merchandisers area.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to hang out. You guys are going to go there. You're going to learn a lot of cool stuff. You're going to teach a lot of cool stuff. People are going to ask you guys, hey, what do you know about this? You're going to see how they do things. It's going to be split up into groups. And I was actually going to give you guys one of the groups because, and then of course you guys roam freely as well. So it's one of them kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's all about freedom of investigation, and that's the coolest thing. And so you guys will be able to go and you'll be investigating with a group of people who just love it. Some of them are newbies, but they still love it. Some of them are highly experienced, and all of them, I think, will bring something to the table.
Yeah, and I mean everybody can. That's what
Well, that's what it's like. It's being an investigation like that, and I've been on them, usually attached to conferences, but I tend to learn a lot from just the people. Like, why can't we do this? And I'll think about it. Well, I don't know why you can't do that. Hang on. Let me think. Oh, yeah, because if you jump out of a window, it's dangerous. I just you learn a lot of things because people have different ideas, and that's the fantastic thing about going and meeting people that you haven't met before.
Well, working in this field in general is like that. I mean, Todd, you know this as well as we do. I mean, this is a field still that there's a lot of theories. We don't have anything rock solid. So, that's what's so cool is that a new person coming into this field can have just as valid of an idea as someone who has like 10 years of experience in this field too. That's the
I hope
cross-section.
somebody brings a Frank's box, because all of the stuff that Todd, after how many years, right? I've been ghost hunting, and then of course Frank's box came up in the past year and a half or so. Well,
it's been around for a little while.
People started actually making them.
Yeah,
and I've never heard one ever.
You never heard?
Wow.
No, I heard some of the downloadable clips, and I thought, what is that? But people say that it seems to be a little different, because when you're sitting there and listening, live, it's a little different. But they do capture it on tape, and they put some clips up on the internet. But I've never heard one like physically there in the same room.
We heard one
with
at the
me.
Mothman Festival.
You
last
guys
year.
did.
Yeah,
I wasn't there.
Yeah, Amber and I did. So that's it's going to be a real that was a Freudian slip almost. I wanted to say this is going to be a real learning experience, but what almost came out, Todd, was this is going to be a real loony experience. Something I was going to say.
It might be loony.
We might
too.
lose our minds too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, of course, it probably will be both.
When we're there, yeah.
No.
I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it, because this is going to be.
Well, it is going to be a fun, laid back weekend for us.
It's rolling.
It's a new experience for us. And you mentioned this a second ago, Todd. We're not bringing our gear or anything. We're not bringing the radio equipment. We're just bringing our ghost hunting gear.
Ghost hunting gear.
And that's what I'm really excited about. Is just to go ghost hunting for a change.
That?
Right.
And be like Scott the Ghost Hunter. That's always fun to do that. And there you go, exactly. So that's going to be something I'm really looking forward to.
I want to be team leader Doug.
Todd, can we arrange this? Can we make Doug a team leader by any chance?
Dr. Bonnie then?
Dr. Bonnie, there we go. Oh, good.
Well, Todd, I know we are totally looking forward to this. It's obvious we're looking forward to this. Is there anything else we have to look forward to? We've got a couple minutes before we have to end the show.
Like I said, I do want you guys to go and check all the new stuff we're doing, because I've added a bunch of new stuff.
Okay.
And I really do want, since it's so early, go ahead and put it on your calendars and make plans on being there, because you're always invited. You're like family. And
thanks, Todd.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's all about that. So.
Well, and that goes for everybody out there also that's listening too. Nightwatchers.info. Check this out. And there's all the information up there, which I've been there, the site several times, and all the information on these events that Todd, the Night Watchers do, I should say, is up there for you to check out, including prices, anything you need. It's all right up there for you to check out. And we're going to check it out also, Todd, for sure. And there's some other ones we're going to join up on. I know we'd love to. Also, I think it's going to be really great.
And now about that love child.
Yeah. Is that mine?
Yeah, Todd.
Mine or Todd's? Which one?
Which one is this? Yeah, is this Todd or is there Doug?
Yeah, Todd.
Okay.
I'm talking to Todd.
Who wants to have Todd love child?
No, I am.
Oh, you want to have?
Well, you know what? Hey,
Thank
Todd.
God I'm not his sister.
Hey, Todd, we're pulling our mics out of channel. It's you and Bonnie now.
You and Bonnie are closing the show.
It's just you and Bonnie. We can't say anything, dude. Go ahead.
I don't think he had any clue this was coming.
You have to take a line number at this point.
Oh, I'm so offended. I no longer want to have your line. You will pay for that, by the way.
Yeah, you don't want to say.
If you want to be on my long lost sister, just wear a Batman shirt. That's
There you go.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
You're going to totally get on his bad list. You say that.
I can't.
Yeah, you can't do that. I'll bring along a sticker and stick it on you.
I mean, I'll get like your. No, I can't do that. You can put a sticker on me. That's fine, but I'm not going out to buy a Batman T-shirt for you.
Well, everybody out there, also listening. It's been a while since Todd's been on the show. Todd obviously is the host of Nightwatch, Nightwatch Radio also, and you can visit their website at
Nightwatch Radio.
Well, nightwatchradio.com or nightwatchshow.com. Correct, Todd?
Yeah. Either one.
It's an excellent show. I've dropped in there a couple of times and had a ball with you, Todd. It's been so much fun being on your show and talking with you. And Night Watch is just a special show also. I love to listen to your show. As I know a lot of people listen to Ghostly Talk. I know we have like this really cool cross-section between, all the people listen to our show. And that's what it's all about, I think. We had a long conversation in Richland about that, if you remember, Todd, about just, the radio shows in general. And, it's been a real conscious thing, I know, between the two of us, to that our shows are pretty much banded together. We like that, like Ghost Man, Ghost Man and Demon Hunter. That's another show we're good friends with. Tim Yancey over there in Encounters. There's shows all over the place that are doing this sort of thing, and they're all our buddies. And
that's the way it should be.
It's the way it should be, exactly. And, that if we're going to end on something, I want to end on that.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
It's all about unity, man. It's all about working together.
Completely, and we're all working. I don't know if there's a defined goal in what we're doing as far as this type of radio is concerned, but I think a lot can be learned and a lot of fun can be had too. I think that's what the focus should be. Bottom line.
Yep. I agree.
I don't know what else there should be. I don't know what else you can do.
I know what you can do. I can prescribe vitamin C, lots and lots and lots of it, Todd, because you absolutely have got to be there next weekend.
Yeah, we got to get you well, man. So we have to get you well.
Vitamin C, all you can possibly have.
I agree.
Well, we hope you feel better, Todd. Stay on the line. Don't leave us just yet. We're just going to close the show out, okay? Just give us a couple more seconds. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Speaking of the other shows, we've got to give them some airtime by ending this show. What do you think?
Now, here's a reminder, people. Next weekend, we are, like we just said, we're going to be in Rolling Hills. We're not going to be broadcasting.
We won't be broadcasting, so if you want to talk to us or hear from us next weekend, you've got to go to nightwatch.info. And if there's any seats left, go to East Bethany, New York with us.
Yeah, definitely. Check that out.
Nightwatchers.info.
Oh, I'm sorry, nightwatchers.info.
God, Doug.
I know. I'm just, in the get out of the chair mode.
Nightwatchers.info. Check that out.
Do you hear ice in this?
Yeah, there's no ice or anything.
Do I hear whining coming from
He's
Doug?
whining. He's whining. Guys,
so no show next week. There will be a
week.
Show the following week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Todd Sheets, for this weekend and next weekend. Bill Bean, of course, at BillBean.net. And thank you to Teddy Schuyler for coming on.
Yeah, all of our buddies. This has been Ghostly Talk. I'm Scott L.
And I'm Doug.
And I'm Bonnie.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Ghostly Talk! You have been listening to Ghostly Talk Paranormal Talk Radio. The Ghostly Talk audio program is distributed for free under the Open Content License. Please share with all your friends and support independent media.
You are Iowa, a community built on relationships and trust. We get that. At Medica Health Plans, we value the relationships we keep with our members. Relationships built on listening, hearing, and most importantly, understanding. We work hard to be your trusted healthcare partner. We are Medica, and just like you, we're here to stay. When you carry our card, you can be assured we've got you covered.
Thank you for calling Medica. How may I help you?
Right now, you can soak in the savings at the Home Depot's Days of Doing bath event with new low prices on the latest, greatest faucets. Vanities from as little as $159. Plus, get up to 40% off all online bath essentials. as well as free delivery for online vanities. So relax and restore your space with beautiful bath savings now at HomeDepot.com/bath. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Valid through September 27th, U.S. only. Fall means cookies baking in your oven, a fresh outfit tumbling in your dryer, and afternoon snacks in your fridge. Get the appliances you want with the Home Depot and save up to 40% on select appliances. Save on an LG laundry pair, just $648 each. And get select new appliances delivered free. Make the most of fall with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on purchases $396 or more. Gas dryer extra valid through September 16th, continental U.S. only.